of 62, though overnight we do get a chance of rain showers into Thursday morning. 57, I'm sorry, not 57, 76 is the high on Thursday, 57's the low, sunshine Friday, and 88 is your high, and some rain shower chances now on football Friday night. Right now it's 8:12 in the morning, it is 61 degrees, and it's Joe Show time. Let's rock and roll, folks.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville. Howdy, folks. Wednesday. It is the third day of the month of September here on the Joe Show, and today we celebrate Skyscraper Day on this Wednesday. Skyscrapers are very tall buildings that define a city's skyline. The term originated in the U.S. in the late 1880s during the building boom in Chicago and New York. At that time, buildings that had more floors than the surrounding buildings were called skyscrapers. These days, buildings must have at least 40 or more floors to be designated as a skyscraper. Skyscraper Day is held every year on September 3rd. It's an unofficial holiday, but you can still celebrate it by climbing or taking the elevator, lift up a skyscraper, and by acknowledging the architectural and engineering feats that make such a building possible. It's Skyscraper Day on this Wednesday, the third day of September, right here on The Joe Show. 859-238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning. 238-9447. We start you off this morning, as we always do, playing the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network. And here it is.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem. 859-238-9447, the phone number to call in this morning, 238-WHIR, as we do a little birthday party celebrating on this Wednesday, the third day of September. All right, birthdays today look like this. Olivia Moore has a birthday today. She's the media manager over at Danville Schools. Does a great job there. Happy birthday, Olivia Moore. Christy Moore has a birthday today, though they spell their last names differently. No relation. Courtney Traynor celebrates a birthday today. Randall Bogard, Joe Jenkins, and Dewey Small. Again, Olivia Moore, Christy Moore, Courtney Traynor, Randall Bogard, Joe Jenkins, Dewey Small, 859-238-WHIR. You better get your B-Days on here.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday. It's the third day of the month of September. That's 090325 on your calendar. So glad you're on the show this morning. Busy show for us today as well. First guest will be on here at 7:10. Boyle County head football coach Justin Haddix as we talk about Lexington Catholic's defense this morning. Boyle and Lex Cath playing this Friday. We'll have that game on Z105 and talking about the Lex Cath defense at 7:10 with Coach Justin Haddix. 7:20, Danville head coach Steve Stonebreaker Admirals taking on Anderson County this Friday. We'll talk about the Bearcat defense and put a star by that because we're going to talk about that game again a little bit later on in the morning. 7:40, County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. It is Mercer County's week. Linda McClanahan will call in this morning and give us a County Agents report at 7:40. 7:50, Anderson County head football coach David Buchanan's going to call in. Coach Buchanan, a friend of the radio station. We know Coach Buchanan really well. Great guy. And he texted me Saturday and was like, hey, Joe, Danville and Anderson County playing this Friday. He said it's going to be a good one. And Danville, he said the story is about Danville. They're 2-0. They've been raising some eyebrows, playing real well. And so through our conversation, I said, hey, Coach, you want to come on the show and talk about your Bearcats and talk about the game? He said, I'd love to. So Anderson County, who's Danville's next opponent, we're going to have their head coach on the show at 7:50 this morning. 8 o'clock in the morning this morning, State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe joins the show at 8:10. We'll see what's going on with the state senator. 9 o'clock in the morning hour this morning, Dr. Stephanie Boone will join the show at 9:10. She's a part of a heart and lung study that's going to be going on here in Boyle County, and they're looking for people to be respondents to this study and this survey. And so we'll talk about that, what exactly that entails, and if you are interested in doing that, we'll give you all those details. That'll be at 9:10 this morning, so make sure you tune in for that. 859-238-WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. We start you off this morning, as we always do, taking a look at early morning sports. So glad you're on the Joe Show on this Wednesday, September 3rd. It is 6:18 in the morning, and sports leads us up. The Blue Jays beat the Reds. College athletes seek to switch up the red shirt rule, and a home run leads to mayhem. Those are the headlines on this Wednesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Wednesday morning sports. Starting off in Major League Baseball with your Cincinnati Reds still fighting for that final wild card spot. But yesterday didn't help. George Springer went 3 for 4 with 2 bombs and 3 RBI. Bo Bichette had a 3-run tank, and the Blue Jays held on for a 12-9 win over the Reds last night. The Blue Jays have 23 blown saves this season, including Monday night's 5-4 loss in the series opener, but Jeff Hoffman allowed 1 hit in the 9th for his 30th save. Lewis Varlin allowed 1 hit in 1 2/3 innings of relief. Reds scheduled starter Nick Lodolo was scratched due to illness, so Scott Barlow was called upon to make his first career start. Things didn't go real well for the 32-year-old right-hander. Springer led off the game with his 25th homer of the season. Barlow then walked 3 straight batters to load the bases, and Alejandro Kirk's bases-clearing double made the score 4-0. Barlow was taken out of the game in the second inning, and it was basically on for the offense from there for both teams. Blue Jays did win 12-9. In the NCAA football world, 2 Vanderbilt football players are among 10 current and former college athletes suing the NCAA in a class action lawsuit challenging its redshirt rules to allow athletes to compete in all 5 years of eligibility. The lawsuit, filed in U.S. District Court in Nashville yesterday, includes Vanderbilt linebacker Langston Patterson and defensive lineman Isa Utara as plaintiffs, as well as Hawaii quarterback Braden Shager and former football, tennis, and baseball players, according to court documents. Patterson and Utara are currently in their 4th seasons, respectively, with Vanderbilt. It'll be their final year of eligibility unless they play no more than 4 games this season, in which case they can redshirt and play in 2026. The suit argues the NCAA's 5-year rule, which gives athletes 5 years to play 4 seasons of their sport, arbitrarily cuts short college athletes' ability to compete and violates antitrust laws. In Major League Baseball, a red-hot slugger admiring a home run and a frustrated left-handed toy foiling pitcher for one of the worst teams in Major League history intersected at Coors Field, resulting in a benches-clearing fracas, and the craziest season in Rafael Devers' decorated career took yet another turn yesterday. Devers hit his 30th home run of 2025 off Rockies lefty Kyle Freeland, the 430 homer season of his career, but like everything else in Devers' world this year, did not go to form. Freeland, who lugged a 5.28 ERA into his start against the Giants, took offense to Devers' time getting to first base and stepped toward him on the base path screaming in protest. That prompted the Giants bench to stream out to defend Devers, with third baseman Matt Chapman giving Freeland a shove back toward the mound, earning Chapman an ejection, and it resulted in one of the longest trips around the bases in Major League history. Devers completing the circuit only after order was restored, and Freeland, Chapman, and San Francisco's Willie Adames were all ejected. The long ball continued a recent heater for Devers, who's hit 7 homers in his past 15 games. Those are the headlines of this Wednesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Jason Hansen, a former CIA officer. In these uncertain times, with rising geopolitical tensions and skyrocketing inflation, protecting your financial future is crucial. That's why I trust Advantage Gold for all my precious metal investments. They're the only company I buy from, period. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 for a 100% free gold guide. See exactly how gold can safeguard your wealth. Again, call 800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Football season is back on Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use my code ROAM and get $50 in bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get $50 bonus credit instantly in lineups when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. You do have to be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
If you've ever been a victim of a scam or fraud attempt, you're not alone. Con artists are good at tricking people. Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, security officer at Farmers National Bank. A way we beat the fraudsters is to communicate with each other. Always feel free to contact us, as we're glad to help you and share advice.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by
The Big Deals online store at hometownlive.net. You know, you can shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every day. The Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. Sunshine, high of 83. A low tonight, 62. We may see some rain shower chances tonight. Tomorrow, a high of 76, about a half to a quarter of an inch of rain possible. Thursday night into Friday, where sunshine's out Friday and looks to be a good day Friday, and then we get more rain shower chances on Friday evening. Right now, 6:24. It is 61 degrees. Wednesday, the 3rd day of September. 859-238 WHIR is your phone number to call in this morning. 238-9447. Celebrity birthdays on this Wednesday, September the 3rd. Here's how that birthday list looks today. Happy 60th birthday today to Charlie Sheen, who's been in the TV shows Spin City, 2.5 Men, Anger Management, as well as the TV show, 2.5 Men. I said it twice. Charlie Sheen, 60 years old today. Happy 60th to actor Charlie Sheen.
Where's Jake? I don't know. You don't know? My wife just pulled in behind me. You said you'd have him ready.
Can't be done.
What do you mean it can't be done?
I'm not strong enough. His will is greater than mine. I'm just gonna get drunk and stay out of his way.
Charlie Sheen, 60 years old today. Other birthdays include snowboarder and skateboarder Shaun White, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. He holds the X Games record for gold medals and highest overall medal count. He's won 10 ESPY awards. He's 39 years old today, Shaun White. And the late car manufacturer Ferdinand Porsche would have had a birthday today. Recognize that last name. Born in 1875, died in 1951, the creator of the Porsche vehicle. Celebrity birthdays on this Wednesday, September the 3rd. There you go.
On this day in country music.
Well, all right then, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 1925 in Waco, Texas, where Henry William Thompson was born. He went by his name, Hank Thompson, on stage. His career spanned 7 decades. It was on this day, country music history, 1964, Jim Reeves had the first of 6 posthumous #1 hits on the U.S. country chart with his version, I Guess I'm Crazy. And it was on this day, country music history, 1974, where Ronnie Milsap went #1 with a song called Please Don't Tell Me How the Story Ends. And that's what's gone on this date, September 3rd, country music history. Starting off on this date, 100 years ago exactly, where Henry William Thompson was born.
You wouldn't read my letter if I wrote you.
Over 7 decades in country music, saw him sell over 60 million records worldwide. He was a leader in the music industry with accomplishments including the first music-based TV show to be broadcast in color, the first artist to travel with sound and lighting systems, and the first to record a live album. Thompson died from lung cancer November 6th of 2007 at the age of 82. He would have been 100 years old if he was still with us today.
I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you.
Of course, this song spawned the answer song from Kitty Wells, It Wasn't God Who Made Honky Tonk Angels. Hank Thompson, this date, 1925, was born. It was on this date, 1964, Jim Reeves had the first of 6 songs that would go #1 following his death.
I guess I'm crazy.
The song, I Guess I'm Crazy, spent 7 weeks at #1 and a total of 24 weeks on the country charts. The song first recorded in 1955 by Tommy Collins. On this date, 1964, Jim Reeves went #1.
My heart keeps saying that I'm a fool. I guess I'm crazy for loving you.
And it was on this day, country music history, 1974, where Ronnie Milsap went #1 in the country charts with this song.
This could be our last good night together.
Yeah, Ronnie Milsap, Please Don't Tell Me How the Story Ends, a song actually written by Chris Christopherson. Went #1 on this date, 1974. Christopherson recorded the song with Rita Coolidge for their final duet album called Natural Act, and later with Mark Knopfler for the Austin Sessions. But it was Ronnie Milsap who really had the biggest smash hit with it. On this date, 1974, Please Don't Tell Me How the Story Ends.
Please don't tell me how the story ends.
And that's what's gone on this date. Country music history, September the 3rd at 6:30 in the morning, 30 seconds away from our K&N Bottom Hour News coming your way.
Hey, it's me again. That's right, I'm Jerry Farmer, and I'm still cutting up. Still Cutting Up is the place to go when you need a fresh cut or a mini afro. Perms, colors, nails, too. Braids, highlights, and even updo. I know you done heard of us, so get with it. I know you need your hair did. Here's our digit, 238-7899. Bob your head while I rhyme. 24/7, we won't be beat. 365 off South 4th Street. See ya. See ya.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
After the House Oversight Committee released nearly 34,000 pages tied into the Jeffrey Epstein files, one local representative will hold a news conference today. Republican Thomas Massey has filed a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the entirety of the Epstein files. He'll hold a news conference Wednesday morning at 10:30 with 10 alleged victims of Epstein and his longtime girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. In a tweet, Massey says he hopes House Speaker Mike Johnson will listen to the pleas of the victims while while stopping his attempt to block a vote to release the files. Meantime, the Knox County Sheriff's Department conducting an ongoing death investigation regarding an animal attack. John Shannon with the latest.
The incident took place on Friday around 2:30 p.m. in the Flatlick community as 44-year-old Priscilla Jones was attacked and severely injured by a pack of dogs roaming the area of Sandy Branch Road. A passerby heard her screaming and called Knox 911. Jones was taken to Barberville ARH Hospital where she succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced dead. The Barberville Police Department providing assistance. The investigation into the attack is ongoing. I'm John Shannon.
Another chaotic night at the latest London City Council meeting as Councilmember Judd Weaver nominated Donna Gale Wilson House, something that made London Mayor Randall Weddle say it stacks the deck against him.
You have blatantly stacked the council for the removal of the mayor. So I want this on the record tonight that you're appointing people that for years have been on Facebook blasting me. Nothing to do with your charges.
The audio from WKYT. Wilson House's appointment is to fill the seat of Stacey Benji, who resigned back on August 29th. Weaver lost in the previous mayoral race to Weddle before his appointment to the city council. An impeachment hearing against Mayor Weddle is slated for this Friday. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
What is it that makes parents continue to choose Danville Christian Academy for their kids' education?
Hi, my name is Amy. What I love most about DCA is that my children can go to school and worship God each and every single day.
Hello, my name is Jenna, and what I love most about DCA is that my kids are learning their true identity in Christ.
Hi, my name is Brittany, and I love DCA because my kids get a quality education that is Christ-centered.
You can find out firsthand why parents are choosing Danville Christian Academy. Enrolling now for preschool through 12th grade. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were held after a proposed 180 megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility-scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County Schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring in an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pam Fitzgerald-Clark with Wedding Planning with Pam, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Joe, brought to you by the Big Deals Online Store. I'm sorry, by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. And the Big Deals Online Store can bring it to you as well, but really by Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Shop and save and insurance. Asking if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686. 86, Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Sunshine, a high today, 83, and a chance of some rain showers tonight, tomorrow night as well. If we get it, it all adds up, maybe an inch or so of rain possible. Friday, sunshine, 88's the high, but more rain possible on Friday evening. Saturday, chance of rain showers early. Sunday is looking great. Right now it's 6:38 in the morning. It's 61 degrees. Wednesday, the third day of the month of September. What's going on with Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views today?
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Craig Skinner has a lot of big-time players on this Kentucky volleyball team, and it would not be a huge surprise to see Brooklyn DeLay, Eva Hudson, and Molly Tuzo all earn All-American honors. However, the player who could be the unsung hero on this team, and maybe even a glue team member in a different sort of way, could be Marquette transfer Molly Beretsowitz, a junior libero who helped Marquette not only get into the NCAA tournament last year, but also knock off host Utah in the first round. Berezowitz came to Kentucky knowing that Skinner already had a proven libero in junior Molly Tuzo, who developed in one of the best players in the Southeastern Conference last year to spend time with USA Volleyball last summer. Tuzo is not coming off the court unless an injury occurs, and that means very little playing time for Beretsowitz.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
Hey Kentucky, this is Commissioner of Agriculture Jonathan Schell. Let's give a big shout out to our hardworking farmers. It's a busy time, and our roads are bustling with heavy farm machinery. Remember, patience is key. Take it slow, keep a safe distance, and ensure everyone gets home safely. And when you see a farmer, go ahead and give them a wave. Just make sure to use all your fingers. Let's work together for a safer Kentucky. Visit kyagr.com.
Brought to you by the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. Growing awareness, cultivating safety.
Molly Beretsowitz is the younger sister of Maddie Beretsowitz. who played at Kentucky from 2019 to 2022 and was part of the 2020 NCAA National Championship winning team. She was one of Kentucky's emotional leaders. Obviously, Molly Bretzowitz wants to have the same type of experience at Kentucky. Sure, she would love to play meaningful minutes and may find a way to get on the court. But if not, she'll be Kentucky's biggest cheerleader and happy just to be part of the team.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Von Fox Views Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show at this time. Surely you saw or heard the big announcement yesterday afternoon. President Donald Trump announced that Space Force and the headquarters of it moving from Colorado to Alabama. Going to create along the lines of 30,000 jobs in the Huntsville, Alabama area, which they're calling Rocket City, which that press conference yesterday put an end to speculation that Trump was very ill or was possibly even dead. Now, I didn't believe the dead rumors. I did think personally that something was wrong because he hadn't been seen in like a week. And it just seemed odd. And now they're hosting this random press conference at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But Trump appeared his Trumpy self yesterday and announcing that Space Force was moving to Huntsville, Alabama.
Hi, folks. It's your favorite, very healthy President, Donald Trump. Are you a Space Force that's moving? Then call Space Force Movers. That's right. I'm very healthy and very strong, and I'll come move all of your Space Force stuff to the new location where you want all of your Space Force stuff to go. Just listen to this satisfied Space Force Movers customer.
Oh, yes, I work for Space Force. I was told that we're moving everything to Alabama, and President Trump showed up with a truck to move our rockets and other space stuff. Well, it took like 10 hours because he spent most of the time telling me how healthy he is. He even did a couple of push-ups. I mean, he said they were push-ups. They weren't real push-ups, but, you know, they were push-ups with air quotes. It was pretty cool, I guess.
I talked about how bad Chicago is, too. Don't forget that part. Anyway, Space Force Movers, let me move your Space Force stuff today. I'm very healthy and strong. Call now.
There you go, Space Force Movers. Let's see what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I'm right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. It's my way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up on the piano. It's Mr. Floyd Kramer for you. And here we go. Story number one coming from Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh police officer Stephen Harris recently responded to a call about an unruly man at a bus station, but soon learned the traveler was actually a stranded deaf man from overseas. After attempts to connect him with family and aid services failed, Officer Harris used translation tools to communicate and personally bought him a train ticket to New York City. The department shared the story online, where many praised the officer's compassion and dedication to helping someone in need. Story number two coming from Cancun, where Southwest Airlines shared the story of Captain John Arvin, who surprised his daughter and new son-in-law by piloting their flight home from their honeymoon in Cancun. The couple was shocked and delighted when they realized who was flying the plane. The sweet moment went viral, drawing praise online as a touching display of a daughter and father bond. Pretty cool. And story number three coming from Pennsylvania, where a Pennsylvania teenager survived a devastating car crash after her iPhone 14's crash detection feature automatically called 911. She was trapped under her vehicle with severe injuries, but was able to lead rescuers to her location during a 22-minute phone call. Although she faces a long recovery, her family is crediting the iPhone crash detection technology with saving her life. The good news, a teenager's iPhone calls 911 after a crash, potentially saving her life after that crash. A pilot dad surprises a newlywed daughter and her husband by flying them home from their honeymoon in Cancun. And an officer buys a stranded deaf traveler a train ticket home from Pittsburgh to New York City. That's what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good, folks. PRN's Garage Pass and Silliness at Sunrise. The dad joke of the day, the country comic spotlight, Rick D's, the Planet of the Apps. It's all coming up next. Floyd Kramer, take us home. Buddy, it's all yours. The Titletown Turkey Trot is so back. After more than 325 runners last year, Danville's most unique race returns, bigger and better than ever. The Thanksgiving morning race features a 1-mile gobble wobble and the Titletown 5K. It's a chip time race with overall age and group awards and free race photos, but everyone gets a long sleeve shirt and finisher's medal, free popcorn and cotton candy. Start up a new Thanksgiving tradition, the Titletown Turkey Trot 5K, presented by Danville Office Equipment. Sign up now at runsignup.com, and we'll see you Thanksgiving morning, 8 o'clock at Rebel Stadium for the Titletown Turkey Trot.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR, AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Honestly, in today's world, I feel like it's so hard to go and dominate a race.
Everyone has to deal with it. The team deals with it.
I'm Mark Darrow, and this is PRN's Garage Pass.
At Napa, we've spent the last 100 years building our business into an engine that powers yours. Whether you're big or small, national or local, Napa has the automotive solutions your business needs to stay moving. And it's all driven by a nationwide network of quality parts and exceptional service on one mission, to keep your business moving full speed ahead. That's why we are the pros that know.
In taming the track, too tough to tame, at least for one night, Chase Briscoe became the first driver to lead over 300 laps in the Southern 500 since Bobby Allison in 1971, and the first to do it at Darlington since Dale Earnhardt in 1986.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, anytime you can do something in NASCAR that's not been done a whole lot, it's a special feeling. I mean, just because it's a list of who's who, and honestly, in today's world, I feel like it's so hard to go and dominate a race. Like, you just don't see it because the field is so tight. So yeah, it definitely means a lot doing it.
It means more, however, to his car owner, Joe Gibbs. The 19 team is locked into the second round of the Cup Series playoff.
Yeah, it means that team can relax for 2 weeks instead of being, thrashing and worried about stuff. So hopefully we can get ahead, too, for the rest of our teams.
With 11 of the 16 playoff drivers having problems, Tyler Reddick's runner-up finish allowed him to make up a lot of ground. He jumped from 14th, 1 point below the cut line, all the way up to 4th, plus 35.
Have all those points scored puts us in a great spot for Gateway in Bristol, so we got to take advantage of it and do the right things from here on out.
When it comes to maintaining your engine to run at peak performance, trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant. Z-Max soaks into metal, so it's easy to add to your oil or gas to disperse carbon buildup in your engine, fuel system, and transmission. Protect your vehicle's engine to the max with Z-Max. Check us out at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter to find out more about our full line of products. Remember the name Z-Max for your car, big rig, small engines, firearms, and more. That's Z-Max Micro Lubricant.
These days, no doubt, duh, Denny Hamlin certainly has his hands full. On one hand, he's trying to win his first Cup Series championship. On the other, as co-owner of 2311 Racing, he's mired in the antitrust lawsuit the team's filed against NASCAR.
Everyone has to deal with it. The team deals with it. We have our own stuff that we're having to deal with while going through this. But, one thing's for sure is 2026 will be better.
PRN's Garage Pass, not narrow-minded, Garrow-minded.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Our Meals on Wheels program is designed for seniors 60 and up in Boyle County who struggle with food insecurity. If you think you may be eligible, call us at 859-236-2070, thegatheringplace.org, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more info.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
For the cycling enthusiast, it's not a race, it's a journey. Start your journey at Danville Bike and Footwear and get ready for the cycling season with a new bike or a tune-up. Danville Bike and Footwear features both specialized and Trek products and is now receiving shipments of new e-bikes. Come in and custom build your dream bike or refurbish that bike you've been waiting to ride all winter. Pedal on into Danville Bike and Footwear, located 417 West Main Street in beautiful downtown Danville, a place where adventure and comfort ride together.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All righty there, Ready Joe, brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dabs, Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they, of course, work with your insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repair, hail damage, and paintless dent repair, Danville Auto Body Shop. Sunshine, high today 83. Low tonight 62. Tomorrow, sunshine, high of 76. Rain shower chances are possible Thursday night into Friday. Friday should be a sunny day, but more rain possible Friday evening for Football Friday. Take your parkas with you. Right now it's 6:53 in the morning. It's 61 degrees in Danville. Wednesday, the third day of September. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's sixth favorite segment of the Joe Show every morning, the Dad Joke of the Day. Here we go.
Dad Joke of the Day.
All right, Dad Joke of the Day. Someone asked me, Joe, do you know the difference between ignorance and indifference? Do you know the difference, Joe, between ignorance and indifference? And I said, I don't know and I don't care. There you go. The Dad Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Well, look at this. Let's say you're on a long flight and you forgot your reading material and you were just bored stiff. Then you must download Puzzle Page. What is it? If you enjoy the challenge of daily crossword puzzles or problem solving or just little games, this is it all in one app. It's called Puzzle Page, and it just keeps you sharp. A new page of your favorite puzzles delivered to your mobile device every day. That's good. There's a calendar view for special browse and play different games, the new ones that come out. And even if you don't do crossword puzzles, there's tons of ways to just take your time and make it feel better. Playing puzzles offline or Wi-Fi connection, you can do it with this too. It's called Puzzle Page. 5-star rated, games and puzzles, and check in for kids too. It's there. in Puzzle Page. Try it. It's in the App Store. Rick Dees in this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
Yes, we do, Rick Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show. At this time leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight, where in the Spotlight we have Steve Hofstetter. Steve Hofstetter telling a story about how he was on a plane flying home from a show, and he had the worst flight attendant ever. Steve Hofstetter, Country Comic Spotlight, here he is.
My trick is to bring a pillow with me, like a full bedroom pillow. Every flight. And I was flying home from a gig, and I put the pillow down, I put my head down, and the flight attendant comes racing over. And she says, "You can't have a pillow in the exit row." And I said, "But I do." It appears we're at an impasse. She said, "Well, what happens if we crash?" I said, "It'll help." It's a pillow. I don't know if you know much about these, but they're soft, they float. Those are the qualities of something I'd like to bring with me to a plane crash. If I knew that we were going to crash, I could bring anything in the world. I'd bring a pillow and a second plane. Those would be the two things I'd like to have. She said, "No, what if we crash and the pillow falls? Someone has to get by it. What will you do?" I said, "Oh, in that case, I'll let them step on my pillow. Because I'm not a monster." And you'd have to be for someone to be on fire, screaming, and just say, "Could you please watch the pillow?" "Yeah, burning alive, whatevs. That cost me $8. I won't even be there to say any of that. I'm in the exit row. I'm the first one off the plane. But she keeps at it. She said, "No, what if the pillow slows them down?" What if a pillow slows someone down during a plane crash? It's their time. They're just going to die in a dumb way tomorrow. Why are we trying to save them?
Steve Hofstetter in the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps and the Dad Joke of the Day. Best jokes from last night's late night shows. It's been a while since we've had these. I guess all the late night shows were off last week, then had the Labor Day Monday off as well. But Jimmy Fallon joking about kids finally heading back to school on The Tonight Show on NBC. Here he is.
Well, guys, today students across the country went back to school. I love meeting my kids' teachers because I can tell the exact moment they realize he will not be able to help with the homework. Yeah.
Jimmy also joking about the internet theories of Trump being missing.
Today, Trump claimed that he was unaware of online theories that he's sick. He said he's too focused on real issues, like the Cracker Barrel logo.
Seth Meyers joking about the same thing, internet theories of Trump being missing.
After not appearing in public for a week, President Trump today held a White House press conference to announce that he will move U.S. Space Command from Colorado to Alabama. You needed a press conference for that? When you decide to bomb Iran, you announced it on social media, but I guess you needed to talk about something. You can't just have a press conference and say, "I'm alive, you jerks."
Still us at Sunrise, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Steve Hofstetter, Rick Dees. And this morning's Planet of the Apps, as well as the Dad Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on The Joe Show at this time. Hey, we're a minute away from Top Hour News. 7 o'clock in the morning gives us Boyle County head coach Justin Haddock, Danville head coach Steve Stonebreaker, Linda McClanahan, County Agents Corner, David Buchanan, the Anderson County head coach, calling in here at 7:50 this morning.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Lee's Famous Recipes 3-piece special day. You get 3 pieces of famous or crispy chicken or famous strips, your choice of 2 sides, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just $8.26, tax included. A savings of almost $2. Catch the Danville special, a piece of their famous fish, chicken strip, a side of your choice, and buttermilk biscuit for one low price. Lee's caters at 859-236-8777. The best value every Wednesday is a 3-piece chicken dinner for only $8.26. Lee's Famous Recipe in Danville on South 4th.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says he's taking the legal fight over his tariffs to the highest court in the land. More from Rory O'Neill.
A lower court says most of the tariffs imposed by the Trump administration are illegal, but the president isn't ready to accept that decision. The president telling reporters they will ask for an expedited hearing with the U.S. Supreme Court as early as possible. Trump blamed the recent court ruling against him on, quote, crazy liberal judges. He again insisted that tariffs are needed to create a level playing field with America's trading partners.
The governor of Illinois says President Trump is planning to send National Guard troops to Chicago. More from Mark Mayfield.
Democrat J.B. Pritzker told reporters he also believes other federal officers from various agencies will also soon enter the city.
We have reason to believe that the Trump administration has already begun staging the Texas National Guard for deployment in Illinois.
Pritzker made the comments just moments after Trump said he plans to deploy the Guard to the Windy City to help fight crime. Pritzker once again says he does not want troops on the streets of Chicago and takes offense when Trump calls the city a hellhole. He vows to fight the troop deployments in court. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Some House Republicans are pushing to release all the Jeffrey Epstein files as Congressman Thomas Massie files a discharge petition to make government documents public. Massie says he's confident of reaching the 218 signatures needed to force a vote. A federal judge is allowing Google to keep its Chrome browser. Tammy Trujillo with more.
Tuesday's ruling stems from a landmark case filed in 2020 where the Department of Justice alleged that Google kept its share of the general search market by creating strong barriers to entry and a feedback loop that sustained its dominance. Last year, a district court judge ruled that Google violated the Sherman Act, which outlaws monopolies, and said the company has held an illegal monopoly in its core market of internet search. Now Google will be able to keep Chrome.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Life is wonderful. And sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With private healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-961-1527. That's 800-961-1527. 800-961-1527.
Some Apple customers may encounter software updates on their devices. Chris Coraggio with details.
Apple recently announced its next event will take place on September 9th, and fans are anticipating the new iPhone 17, Apple Watch, AirPods, and iOS 26. However, all Apple users won't be able to experience the software update, as it's only compatible with iPhone models SE, second generation and later. While no specific release date has been announced for the iOS 26, it's expected to be available later this month.
The city of Seattle has filed a lawsuit against gun maker Glock because its handguns can easily be converted into rapid-fire guns. Brad Ford reports.
The lawsuit names Glock and its parent company in Austria, along with 3 local retailers. A device called a Glock switch modifies the semi-automatic handgun to fire automatically. While switches are also available for other handguns, the lawsuit argues the Glock switch conversion is much easier to use than the other brands. They want Glock to modify its guns to eliminate the switch.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani is said to be progressing well following a Saturday night SUV crash in New Hampshire. Sarah Lee Kessler reports.
Theodore Goodman, a Giuliani spokesman who was driving the rental car the 81-year-old was in, says the former mayor is recovering in New Hampshire from injuries that include broken bones in his back. The crash happened after an SUV rear-ended Giuliani's SUV after he responded to being flagged down by a domestic violence victim. Giuliani was released from a Manchester area hospital on Monday.
Howard Stern's return from summer break has been delayed until September 8th. The show originally said Stern would return yesterday. The news comes as questions swirl around his future at SiriusXM, where his contract is up. Legendary shock jock has been on SiriusXM since 2006. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Do you want to grow your business, but you don't have a big budget? Don here, your small business marketing specialist. In a recent study, they found that radio delivered $12 in sales for every $1 spent on advertising. And radio advertising is incredibly effective at driving in-store traffic and influencing purchasing behavior. The research shows that radio increased in-store traffic by an average of 22%. In several categories, radio had increased traffic by over 30%. Also, radio boasts a higher average conversion rate than television, newspaper, and online media alike. And radio allows advertisers an inexpensive way to run multiple ads, enabling better results. So, if you want to get new customers and grow your business, radio is the #1 reach medium. So, how do you get started? It's easy. Call us today.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Good morning to you. It's Wednesday. It is the 3rd day of September. 61 degrees on this Wednesday, and dealing with a day where we get some rain shower possibilities, especially tonight. Forecast comes your way. News comes up now, brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were held after a proposed 180 megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings 10 to 1 on WHIR.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
The Ready Care Clinic is a primary care and walk-in clinic. They perform physicals for work, school, and sports with minimal wait times. I'll bet there's one near you. No appointment needed. They're located in Lawrenceburg, Harrodsburg, Crab Orchard, and now Danville. The Ready Care Clinic, like them on Facebook.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Chofus brought to you by The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators have got you covered. The Little Sign Shop, doing full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them, 859-238-7391. Sunny and 83 is your high. Low tonight of 62. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms, 76 and 57 the high and low. Sunny on Friday, the double barrel 8s as the high. Hottest day of the week is going to be Friday afternoon, but rain shower chances late Friday night. I said it may impact football Friday night. I'm looking at the forecast now. It appears it's going to come late Friday, really early Saturday morning, so I'm not sure you see much of an impact of rain on Friday night. Right now it's 7-11, 61 degrees, and we're talking Boyle County football with Rebel head coach Justin Haddix. He is coming up here right now.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an Auto Owners Insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer at 236-6686.
And we welcome on to the show Boyle County Rebel head coach Justin Haddix. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Doing good. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, Coach. Doing great. Appreciate you being on this morning. Couple of days away from Boyle County and Lexington Catholic renewing that rivalry. And it's 7:30 on Friday night there in Lexington, Coach. We talked about this Lex Cath offense yesterday. Let's talk a bit about this defense. Gave up 19 to 6A Ballard in week 1. Gave up 14 last week to Dunbar. So they've at least looked offensively, statistically speaking, like they're holding the other offense down well. Tell us about this Lexington Catholic defense you expect to see, Coach.
They're doing a great job. I said I don't think anybody scored an offensive touchdown in the Ballard game.
Oh, wow.
It was either defensive touchdown or field goals. So they do a great job. They're really disruptive on the defensive line where it starts, and bring a lot. They get to the ball. They do not many big plays. They've not had a whole bunch of plays on them. So they've done a great job on defense. Offensively, which everybody's defense should be ahead at this point where you're at in the season. But they've done really good there, and I think they're getting their offense back, getting it going, and figuring out what they want to do. So we've got to do a great job taking care of the football. That's one thing we haven't done a good job of, is we put the ball on the ground too many times, or turnovers, and either throwing it too. We had one throwing. We've got to do a better job in turnovers.
Yeah, Ballard game looks like they being Lexington Catholic, 4 turnovers, one of them an 80-yard pick six by Baird Woodall. So they've got some guys that get their hands on the ball. They can take it back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're very active, and they play really hard, and they get lined up, and it's kind of a chaotic defense is what they run. It's hard to get a beat on what they're doing, some of the calls, and because a lot of times you can look at percentages where they're at, or what first down blitz, second down, all the things that go into that, but it's hard to get a beat on what they're doing. And some people are formation, so they'll call the strength to the formation, and then some people will call it to the boundary or the field, the strength of the defense or the blitz to the boundary or to the field. So it's hard to figure out what they're doing, and once you get that, it makes it a little easier to call plays on offense.
So when you are watching and breaking down film, you're looking even at the number of times they blitz on certain downs, or if they run this formation, they blitz this percentage of times or whatever, like you are mathematically breaking it down like that?
Yeah, we do a lot of different breakdowns as far as what we want to kind of see what they're showing and what they're doing, and we do those same things on ourselves. Are we always how much percentage are we running on first down or second down, and in this formation is what's the percentage that it's a run or it's a pass? So we try to do some some breakdowns on ourselves, some self-scout, what we call it,
yeah,
to see are we giving something away? Are we doing this? Every time it's a motion, is it a run or is it a pass or is it both? You know, this type of motion, is it that? So we try to keep a track on ourselves, and then also those are things we're looking at other teams, what they do. Any little thing will help us.
You don't want to be too predictable, right? You want to make sure that you're keeping the other team off balance whenever you're on the field, either offensively or defensively. Is there ever a time, Coach, or how many times, I'm sure there are, but how many times a game does it happen where you see something the other team does, and maybe you saw it on film, and you're a step ahead of them, and you're like, you know this play they're running, so maybe you call an audible or vice versa, and you stop them on defense or you hit them for a big play on offense because you know you see them what's coming. Now, football's a quick game, right? So you may get them on first down. You may be feeling good about yourself, but second down's coming, right? Or a new set of chains, a new set of downs. But how often a game are you feeling kind of good about yourself? Like, hey, we got him on that play because we watched film.
It's something with your offensively that's easier to do. So offensively, if you're doing it, but defensively, you're on the field and your players have to know, because it's hard to adjust and call something from the sideline on defense going against someone's offense. So that's where the preparation has to be maybe a little more on defense to prepare for what that offense is going to do, and you're telling your players, hey, when this happens, this is coming. Now, there's a lot of times throughout the game our guys are already calling it out, and then you're able to stop it, which is good. You know, well-coached teams, what they are. Offensively, for us, once we teach our base, a lot of times what we do is a no huddle, so we line them up, see what they're in, and then we can put our guys in a perfect play to go score points and make something happen. We very rarely, you know, doing that, it allows us to, we're not going to run a bad play into a blitz. We're not going to do this. Now, obviously, we're not 100%, but it is very high percentage that our guys are going to be in a good play. If they execute a simple concept, we're going to be good.
Bull County head coach Justin Haddix. Coach, we have a question from the crowd here. Radio Rick is in studio, I think, getting ready to heat his breakfast up. He wants to know, Coach, what's the play called when you line all 11 guys up back to back to back, like in I formation? What is that called?
Well, it's really kind of a huddle. It's a different way to do a huddle, but it has the desired effect that we want of the defense is kind of confused, and then we can call the play from that, and then they sprint and go get lined up.
Okay.
So if you watch Auburn when Gus Malzahn was there, or when Florida State or whatever they're going to do, they do like that little sugar huddle, so it's really close to the ball, and then all of a sudden you should just see everybody sprinting and getting lined up and run a play. It's really that same concept, but we actually call it Michigan. So if you ever hear us saying Michigan,
you know it's coming then.
Coach Harbaugh was there. That's what that means. That means it's the Michigan huddle or the Michigan, and we've got a bunch of different things that we do like that we get the desired effect of. The defense really don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're
going to get lined up, and it puts it on their players to, they've got to find the formation. We're putting it on the guys on the field, not the guys on the sideline. That they've got to get lined up correctly against a play that our guys run all the time, and it's going to happen quick.
So do you know when you're going to call it, or you just like during the course of the game you're feeling like, hey, now's a good time to call Michigan to see if we can get the defense confused?
A lot of times we'll have that scripted early on. We're going to do it, and then if it has its desired effect, what we want, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
As the game goes.
There it is, Bull County head coach Justin Haddix. Coach, appreciate you being on. Good luck with practice today. We'll talk special teams tomorrow, okay?
Hey, thank you. Go Rebels.
There you go, Rebels and Lexington Catholic Knights. Wednesday night. No, it's not tonight. Got Lexington Catholic Knights Friday night against the Knights. 7:30 is the kickoff. We'll have it on Z105. That's Boyle County head coach Justin Haddix. We're talking with the Admirals and head coach Steve Stonebreaker. As the Admirals at 2-0, he's coming up next after Big Daddy gives us a look at sports on the Joe Show.
Hey, this is Jack Mathis. I love sports, and this is a sports update with the Big Daddy, Steve Beauchamp. Brought to you by Stuart Powell Mazda.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stewart Powell Ford Mazda here on the Bypass in Danville, where we make buying a vehicle easy. No fast talk, no high-pressure sales, no gimmicks or silly commercials. Just honest deals and a team that takes pride in doing business the right way. For over 75 years, we've built trust by treating our customers like family, offering fair prices and making sure you drive away with confidence. Stop by today and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Come to Stewart Powell, we can do business.
Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky's a 10-point underdog for their SEC opener with Ole Miss this Saturday at Kroger Field. This past Saturday, the 20th-ranked Rebels rolled past Georgia State 63-7, while the Cats held off Toledo 24-16. UK head coach Mark Stoops says it's too early to pull the plug on quarterback Zal Calzada after his lukewarm performance last week, but Stoops was pleased with how the whole team played hard. The Cats upset the Johnny Rebs last year. Kickoffs at 3:30 Saturday for Kentucky and Ole Miss on Z105. The AP poll says Ohio State's the new number one team in college football, following the Buckeyes in the top 5 are Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami. Texas fell to 7th, and Alabama landed at number 20. South Carolina is 10th, and Florida is 13th this week. Louisville got enough votes to come in at 30th. The coaches poll also has Ohio State number 1. Boys high school soccer scores Tuesday: Lincoln County 4, Garrett County 1, and Danville played Thomas Nelson to a 4-4 tie. Garrett County tied Scott County 3-3, and Boyle County blanked Lincoln County 8-0. In baseball, George Springer homered twice and drove in 3 runs to lead Toronto to a 12-9 win at Cincinnati yesterday. The Reds now trail the Mets by 5 full games for the 3rd NL wildcard spot. Elsewhere, the Cubs nipped the Braves 4-3. The Yankees whipped the Astros 7-1. The Mets bombed the Tigers 12-5. The Red Sox outscored the Guardians 11-7. It was the Dodgers losing to the Pirates 9-7. Cardinals 2, Athletics 1, and Orioles 6, Padres 2. Other winners were the Angels, Diamondbacks, Giants, Nationals, Rays, and White Sox. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Bad decisions limit future options. Stop adversity from becoming stress. Listen to The Flatline with host Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR. Learn problem-solving devices built on God's Word. For inspiration, education, all without manipulation. The Flatline Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR and online at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show Weather Report is brought to you by...
Okay, Riley Joe, coming your way courtesy of our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. They proudly represent the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris For a free quote, 859-236-6686. Mostly sunny, 83 and 62 is the high and low. You get sunshine possible with rain showers as well tomorrow, 76 the high. Football Friday, sunny and 88's the high. Right now, 7:24. We're talking Danville and Anderson County football. It's coming up, brought to you by Dexter and WHIR Insurance.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and WHIR Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer.
And we welcome on to the show Danville Admiral head football coach Steve Stonebreaker. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well, Joe. How about you?
Doing great, Coach. Got a cup of coffee here and talking football. So good start to the morning here. Yeah, let's talk about this Anderson County defense, Coach. The Bearcats, a team Danville has not played in a varsity game since 1996. And David Buchanan leads the Bearcats. And we talked about them a little bit last night in the Pigskin Report. You kind of know what to expect from a David Buchanan defense. He's in that Larry French, Chuck Smith kind of tree of coaches. A 4-4 defense, Coach. Tough to run against typically. What do you expect to see out of this Anderson County defense?
Well, yeah, they want to base out of that 4-4 cover 3. The thing that's a little different with this Anderson County team, and I hadn't seen the previous two Anderson County teams. I believe this is David's third year there, but they're blitzing a little bit more than what you see, that family of coaches blitz. And, we're preparing for some of those pressures and things like that. But, it's standard. They're going to run the 4-4. They're going to run cover 3 behind it. You get long yardage, or you give them certain type of personnel groupings with 4 or 5 receivers. They may get in a 3-down look with a 2-high safety behind it. So, we're preparing for those things and going to try to do as best we can. They're very disciplined on defense. And the thing is, they're really good tackling. They haven't given up explosive plays. They've got a lot more speed than what you would think they would have. They haven't given up those explosive plays, like I said, and that's made it tough for people to score against them.
Yeah.
They held a very good Washington County offense to 21 points, and even though they lost that football game 21-14, this is probably the best Washington County team in years.
Yeah.
So that's every bit as impressive as their win last week.
Yeah. You had talked yesterday a little bit in the Pigskin Report about how they've been able to limit explosive plays. You mentioned it here. I think you said they haven't given up a play over 20 yards this year, or maybe just one play over 20 yards. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you look at the scoring plays that they've given up, I believe, I know Washington County ran a Sally counter that went for about 20-25 yards. And the majority of the rest of the scoring plays were from point-blank range. So that goes to the point that they haven't given up big plays, and they're making you move the ball on them methodically, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes. Their guys know their assignments, and then on top of that, they're a good tackling team. So, they've got good speed. They've got good size up front. They're explosive up front, man. They had a defensive tackle, and they leave those defensive linemen in on their punt rush and punt return. That's how explosive they are. And one of their defensive tackles blocked a punt last game. So, those guys can get off the football well. They're very explosive, and, they can wreak havoc on you.
Yeah, taking a couple of turnovers back for touchdowns, too. They have a 38-yard pick six. They have a 7-yard fumble return for a touchdown as well, Coach. So the defense making plays, even when they get the ball in their hands, trying to find the end zone. They've got a knack for doing that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're opportunistic, and that goes to show that they've got some speed. So anybody says they don't have some athleticism, all you got to do is look at what you just said, and that goes against that vibe.
Danville head coach Steve Stonebreaker. Coach, David Buchanan's coming on the show at 7:50 this morning, so maybe we can get some more information about this Anderson County team. So you be listening with pen and paper in your hand, okay? You can start taking some. Maybe he'll give us some scouting report or something like that. Leak some info to us.
If he tries to talk down his guys, don't listen to anything he says.
I won't.
Tell you that right now.
I won't. Coach Steve Stonebreaker. Coach, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you about special teams tomorrow, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And that's Danville head football coach Steve Stonebreaker. Admirals are 2-0. And I'll have to look for this stat. And I want to make sure I'm correct with this. But it's something like if Danville were to win, it would be only the second time since Kentucky high school football went to 6 classes that Danville has beaten 2 5A schools in the same season. Now, don't hold me. I don't want people saying Joe Mathis said that that's the case, because I got to look it up. I want to make sure, but I was starting to do that research last week, and I think that's what I saw, but I'm not 110% confident with that. But it's something along those lines. And it would be back-to-back weeks as well, so it would be pretty impressive. We'll see if Danville can do it. Got a tough opponent, the Anderson County Bearcats. David Buchanan's going to join the show at 7:50 this morning to talk about his Bearcats and drum up some more excitement about this game. Should be a good one on Friday night.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Concerns are growing about emergency medical coverage in Powell County after a hiker fell to his death at Whittleton Arch. 2 county EMS crews were also hurt during the response. Search and rescue officials say the county has struggled since cutting ties with Red Star Wilderness EMS earlier this year, while county leaders insist severe cases will still get a full EMS response. In Somerset, Mayor Alan Keck says he will not seek a 3rd term. Keck, whose tenure runs through 2026, pointed to economic development, tourism, and a revitalized downtown as his legacy. He says the city's progress should be bigger than any single person. Federal agents say they've disrupted a major drug operation tied to the Sinaloa cartel. 51 people were arrested across Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. The DEA says it seized 133 firearms, 9,000 counterfeit pills, and nearly $80,000 in cash. Officials warn the cartel is one of the nation's largest producers of fentanyl and a direct threat to communities large and small. And in Laurel County, 2 people are accused of bringing stolen heavy equipment across state lines to sell. Deputies say 34-year-old Dushawn Shepard and 23-year-old Bria Parks were caught delivering machinery worth more than $100,000. The gear was reportedly taken from Virginia and Maryland and traced back with the help of a local dealer. Both suspects are charged with receiving stolen property. In a separate case, 32-year-old Joshua Harris is charged with stealing a man's car after punching him outside a store. Deputies say a woman was hanging.
Well, come on now, News. We need you to finish. We need you to go all 4 quarters, News. Like Danville and Boyle County football, all 4 quarters. You can't bow out early. There we go.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
The Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show is back Fridays from 6 o'clock until 7 for its 14th year on the Hometown Radio Network. We'll talk about the area games that evening. We'll also have the Danville Family Dentistry High School Fantasy Football Draft. It's back Fridays from 6 o'clock until 7, getting you amped up for the Friday night games. It's the Zaxby's High School Football Preview Show, only on 103.9 FM WHIR and 99.5 FM WHBN, the Hometown Radio Network. This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were were held after a proposed 180-megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility-scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring in an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
This is Boyle County EMS Director Mike Rogers. Boyle County is one of 6 counties in the state that offers a crisis response unit. What does that mean? When 911 receives a call from someone going through a mental health crisis, Boyle County EMS responds appropriately in a discreet manner with a social worker and a paramedic, keeping the individual's dignity intact. If you or someone you know suffers from a mental health issue, Boyle County EMS is ready to help. Call 911 or Boyle County EMS at 859-238-1134. Boyle County EMS, when life feels overwhelming, we bring calm, care, and a path forward.
Folding a fitted sheet, programming the thermostat, matching your socks. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your home doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like finding that missing sock. That's simple human sense.
Ask Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance Agency in Danville if auto owners make sense for you. Call me, Mark Dexter, or Chris Reitmeyer at 236-6686.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by
Riley Jofus, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top of the line collision and auto body repair. Head to the mechanics over at Dabs, Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work with your insurance company fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless dent repair at Danville Auto Body Shop. All right, you get sunshine, a high today of 83, a low tonight of 62. Tomorrow, you get showers and thunderstorms, 76, a high, a low tomorrow night, 57. On Friday, sunshine and 88 degrees is a high. Right now, it's 7:37 in the morning. It's Wednesday, the 3rd day of September. 859-238-WHIR is the phone number to call in this morning. Did you make it through yesterday without getting like a spam phone call or even some sort of phone call? Maybe you owe money, someone trying to get money, whatever it may be. If you did, I'm not saying you're in the clear, but you're probably more fortunate than other people were, because yesterday was known as Telephone Tuesday. The reason being, the Tuesday after Labor Day is supposedly the day businesses get the most phone calls all year. So think about that. Everyone's back from the long weekend. Kids are in school again. Adults are finally free to tackle their mountain of to-do list. So the world kind of wakes up on the day after Labor Day and says, yeah, I should probably call about that thing I've been putting off since June. Telephone Tuesday is not something, I don't know, like is statistically followed. It's kind of like a distant cousin of Black Friday. It's a loose observation. But it may be fading into the past now that more businesses use automated menus to direct people online into chatbots and things like that. I mean, we all understand it is harder and harder to talk to a human even at many small businesses, and that is an unwelcome change. We all hate that, yet every business is starting to do it now. In a recent poll, 62% of people prefer human interactions over automated ones, and 77% believe a phone call is the best, most efficient way to get an answer. I wouldn't be surprised if that started to shift too. Many companies are making common issues easier to address in AI chats online because it's better for them too. And even if you insist on talking to a person, you're probably either going to get a call center worker or someone toggling many calls remotely and probably can't even address everything you want addressed. Even email can be inefficient now if you're waiting a day between responses. You may find yourself hoping for a quick online solution. Telephone Tuesday was yesterday. Again, there's not really like statistics that I can give you to back it up, but it's an observation, a loose one, but an observation, kind of like Black Friday, which I think there are stats to show that Black Friday is the day that people do a lot of shopping, but Telephone Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, is observed as the day where the most phone calls are made. People, adults specifically, have more time to kind of get things done they've been putting off since the summer break. 859-238-WHIR is the phone number to call in this morning. 238-9447. We'd love to have you right here on the Joe Show.
And we're back. In other news, a new study says that broccoli could prevent osteoarthritis. Broccoli. Can I just say, why is it always something like broccoli or Brussels sprouts or cauliflower that prevent some disease? Why? Why isn't it ever something like bacon or cake? Is science even looking into the possible health benefits of pie or ice cream? What if Baby Ruth held the cure for cancer? But no, science is all over broccoli and kale and other garden garbage. I demand research into pudding and funnel cakes and fudge. Broccoli. The heck with this. I'm getting me a Baby Ruth. Maybe some pie.
There you go. Yeah, broccoli will help you out. 7:42 in the morning. Waiting to see if Linda McClanahan gives us a call in for this morning's County Agents Corner. We'll step aside, come back. We do know at 7:50, we've got Anderson County head football coach David Buchanan on the show talking about the Bearcats versus Admirals matchup coming up on Friday.
What does lime do to a farmer's field? Lime provides calcium and magnesium essential elements. Calcium helps plants build cell walls, aids in early root growth, improves plant vigor, and encourages seed production. Mercer Stone specializes in the production and distribution of high-quality lime. And right now, their fall special for high-quality lime is just $7 a ton. That's right, $7 a ton. They're also a supplier of crushed stone. Call them or visit them on Bergen Road in Harrodsburg. At Mercer Stone, we will rock you.
Put your tummy in your tank at Papa's Quick Stop number 17, where convenience meets quality. Nestled on North Stewart's Lane, the former Bluegrass Truck Stop's now under new ownership and management, offering a fresh take for truck drivers and travelers. From juicy and crispy broaster chicken to delicious mouth-watering Hunt's Brothers Pizza. Available 24/7. Simply call 859-209-2400 for a speedy pickup. Premium quality diesels available for one truck or a fleet of trucks. Let Papa's Quick Stop be your perfect travel companion. Papa's Quick Stop number 17 in Danville, North Stewart's Lane looks forward to serving you.
Do you want to grow your business, but you don't have a big budget? Don here, your small business marketing specialist. In a recent study, they found that radio delivered $12 in sales for every $1 spent on advertising. And radio advertising is incredibly effective at driving in-store traffic and influencing purchasing behavior. The research shows that radio increased in-store traffic by an average of 22%. In several categories, radio had increased traffic by over 30%. Also, radio boasts a higher average conversion rate than television, newspaper, and online media alike. And radio allows advertisers an inexpensive way to run multiple ads, enabling better results. So, if you want to get new customers and grow your business, radio is the #1 reach medium. So, how do you get started? It's easy. Call us today.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
Hey, 7:44 in the morning. Linda McClanahan joins us for this morning's County Agents Corner. Good morning, Linda. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, Linda. Appreciate you being on. It's brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. They're down in Stanford.
For your livestock, take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's need, selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
Here's Linda McClanahan.
To maximize yield and economic return on every acre, begin with the soil test. A current soil test from the University of Kentucky ensures you will receive more accurate fertilizer recommendations optimized for your crop, field history, and production methods. UK Cooperative Extension Service publication AGR1 Lima Nutrient Recommendations was recently updated for the 2025-26 crop seasons, and new recommendations are a result of a review of soil fertility research and soil test data collected across the state. It covers nutrient recommendations for grain crops, forages, tobacco, and several specialty crops. To get reliable recommendations, it's important that the submitted soil sample accurately represents the field or area from which it was taken. Analytical results provided on the soil test report form are for the sample submitted, and the listed recommendations are based on those results. All recommendations are made on the assumption that a representative soil sample was taken. If soil sampling procedures are questionable, accurate nutrient and lime rate recommendations for the sampled field or area cannot be assured. Because results can vary between fall and spring sampling, it is better to consistently sample a given field at the same time of the year. When sampling untilled fields in the fall, an equal number of cores should be collected from both between and close to the rows. For tilled areas, take soil cores to the depth of the primary tillage, usually 6 to 8 inches. With pastures, lawns, no-till areas, and turf, take soil cores at a depth of 4 inches. With changing fertilizer and commodity prices, each production field should be sampled every 2 years. Annual sampling is preferred for high-value crops or rotations that remove large amounts of soil nutrients such as alfalfa, tobacco, and double-crop silage. Sampling each year after manure application is also recommended. Recommended nitrogen additions are made with an expectation of a yield response as measured for that crop under Kentucky soil and water conditions. Yield responses to phosphate and potash rate recommendations are more likely when soil test levels very low, low, and low to medium. When the soil test value is medium or higher, associated phosphate or potash rate recommendations are mostly intended to maintain sufficient soil phosphorus and potassium availability. Field research yield and soil test relationships measured by the Kentucky Agricultural Experiment Station were used to establish the phosphate and potash recommendations contained in AGR1. Those recommendations strive to enable each soil field to supply sufficient level of available plant nutrients regardless of seasonal weather and assuming good management practices. That's today's farm news. Thanks for tuning in to our program. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner service, the Boyle, Gary, Lincoln, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
Linda McClanahan, County Agent's Corner. Linda, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again on Friday, okay?
Thank you.
You too. Bye. That's Linda McClanahan with the Mercer County Extension Office. Real quickly, some random facts for you. Fact number 1, pet tortoises can go in a fridge to hibernate over the winter. I did not know that. But you do need to ensure the temperature remains within a safe range, and you want to open the door a few times a week for ventilation. So if you have a pet tortoise, yes, they can hibernate in the fridge over the winter. Number 2, Doc Martens were invented by a German doctor named Klaus Martens after he hurt his ankle skiing in 1945 and needed a more comfortable shoe to wear. So Doc Martens got invented. Number 3, the 6 countries with the most English speakers: the U.S., India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Indonesia, and the Philippines. England is actually 7th, but they have the highest percentage of English speakers at 98.3%. So because of England's size, 98.3% of people can speak English, but they're not within the top 7 countries of top English speakers, the number of people. So they have, again, nearly everybody can do it, but they don't have as many people as some of the other countries that can. Does that make sense? I mean, it does to me. It probably I probably didn't explain that real well. Number 4, the tango was created in the brothels in Buenos Aires, Argentina, to act out the relationship between a prostitute and a pimp. And then number 5, this group has the record for the most top 40 songs without a number 1 hit. They got some jams, too. They've had 20 songs make the top 40, but never had a number 1. Electric Light Orchestra, ELO. And that's your random facts this morning.
Don't be a dirty driver. You can shine on and drive on with a clean vehicle from the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road. The original Thoroughbred Car Wash has 6 self-service bays and 8 vacuums and a touchless automatic wash that washes, waxes, and blow dries for the spotless wash that you'll be proud of. Find the original Thoroughbred Car Wash in Danville on Perryville Road, just down from Big Lots. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
Welcome to the land of the free, where we pledge allegiance to the flag, salute racing's rich history, and raise a drink for the new gladiators who dare take on the last great Coliseum. The Bass Pro Shops Night Race NASCAR Playoff Weekend returns to Bristol Motor Speedway September 11th through the 13th. Get a weekend package and a camping spot and make it a weekend to remember. It's not just a night race, it's Bristol, baby.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Thank you there, Rayleigh. Brought to you by The Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? Here's your sign for The Little Sign Shop. New owners and operators have got you covered. Magnetic signs, full-color digital printing, auto signage, and logo design. They're in Danville, 238-7391. Sunshine, 83 is the high, 62 the low. Chance of rain showers tonight into tomorrow, Thursday night. Friday looks good, sunny, high of 88. Chance of rain showers Friday evening, but it's going to be late in the evening, well after, at least we hope, well after the Anderson County and Danville game comes to an end, unless that game goes into like 7 overtimes. And we're Boyle Danville. I've interviewed Boyle. I've interviewed Danville. We're with Anderson County head coach David Buchanan. Feels like 2015 all over again, Coach. Appreciate you being on the show.
Hey, it really does. And I tell you what, we've had some tough days at Anderson County, which would make it really feel like 2015. But fortunately, we're just like we did at Mercer. We're starting to maybe get our head above water just a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. When I was on WHBN, our Harrodsburg station, right around that time I took over, it was when Mercer County named David Buchanan their head coach. And so every morning, just like I talk with Coach Haddix and Coach Stonebreaker, I talk with Coach Buchanan every morning on WHBN. And Coach Buchanan is a friend of the Hometown Radio Network. We root for Coach Buchanan. Happy to have him on the show. And, Coach, your Anderson County team, we already talked with Coach Stonebreaker earlier this morning. Very complimentary of your Anderson County team. Particularly, Coach, we talked defense today. He said you all's defense has looked really good so far this year. Tell us about your Anderson County defense.
Well, I do think we're much, much better. One thing that has been a struggle for us has been moving in space, and we still got a lot of progress to go on that. We still got to be more consistent with our fundamentals and so forth, but we have made a lot of improvement, and really our defense didn't play very well week 1, but it played really hard. And last week we played a lot better, and we still played hard. So we took a good step. We're a work in progress, but I do think our defense is definitely ahead of our offense right now. There's no question about it.
Yeah, you've got Danville on Friday, Coach. We have seen what happened to the Admiral program over the previous 2 years, right? Losers of 23 straight games, and there's not, I don't think, anybody in Kentucky high school football who wants to see the Danville program like that. And now you fast forward to this year, and Coach Stonebreaker has invigorated new life in the Admiral fan base and the program. They're 2-0. They have a lot of really good young players. I want to know, Coach, what do you see out of the Admiral program from what you've seen watching them on film?
Well, I think I agree with you. I think they've got really good players, and they've got really good young players. It blows my mind that in that starting backfield, I think, is that a freshman tailback and a freshman quarterback? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, Dylan Kruger and Javian Mukes are both freshmen, yes. And then they have another player, number 7, Mylan Peters, who's a freshman as well, who's very talented.
Yes, and I've seen him. Of course, here's the thing. I work more on the other team's defense than their offense, but I think I've seen number 7 more defensively than I have offensively, just because I haven't watched as much of their offense. But I think they've got some good players. They're very good in space, and you tell me, the Moody kid at one defensive end.
Yeah.
Is he 6'10", or does it just look like it on video?
Darren Moody's a big boy. He's not 6'10", but he is. He's a big fella. Big Darren Moody is.
Man, he's a tall guy. And then I really like number 21, Elmore. They do a good job of putting him to strength. And then, those ends are going to contain the 2 down guys are going to be very aggressive. The inside linebackers are very aggressive. And I'm not as good with numbers and names, as I am just this is who this guy is. Like, I think, one of the guys inside is Kingston Jones, really good player. But I think the other one's Braden Ford's the other inside backer. But I think they got a good team. I mean, they've really done a good job. And, especially watching Steve's defense, I think you get a good handle on, what he's trying to get accomplished. And, one thing he's doing with his quarters look in the secondary, I remember at Paris when we went from bump and run to cover 3, and our guys could see the ball and run to it. It really made us better on defense. And they're doing a really good job of keeping the ball in front of them and running to the ball. They've done a nice job, and it's going to be a tough game for us. But like what you said, I'm glad Danville's 2-0. I'm glad to see they're bouncing back. And I think about when we scheduled this game, man, it was really rough for both of us. And I'm glad that for both programs, there's a little bit more of a light at the end of the tunnel than there was the time we scheduled the game. That's for sure.
Hey, let's talk about this. Let's give you a little trivia question here, Coach Buchanan. Last time Danville and Anderson County played a varsity game, do you know when that was?
I do not know when that was. No, sir.
I've got it at 1996. The last time Danville and Anderson County played, yes, a varsity game. Now, you have coached against Danville as a head coach twice, from what I can see. Is that right, twice?
That is correct.
Both at Mason County. Now, you won the first one in 2009, and Danville got you in 2010, is what I can see.
Yes. Coach Hart gives me all the credit for win number 300. I was there, and I coached Mason County, so I was there for Sam Harp's 300th win. But you're right, and my first Danville game, I was 4 years old. My dad was the coach at Boyle County, and they played at Old Center College, and Leonard Coulter was on that team. And
wow,
it was a great game. The Rebels squeaked it out 8-6 with a block punt. But I'm really excited after all these years. I'm gonna get to look across the field, and there's gonna be the Danville Admirals. And I tell you, I'm a little different too. The folks like Danville, I've really got a lot of respect for them. I mean, they were a rival there for 5 years when we were at Boyle, but Danville High loves football. I love football, and I'm excited to see them better, and I'm really excited that at my age I get to take a team out, and we're going to see the Danville Admirals on the other side. It's a great opportunity, and very, very thankful. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, going to be a fun game Friday night. Should be a great crowd on hand. Danville's traveled well the first 2 games of the year. We know they're going to bring their fans, and we know Anderson County will have their fans out as well. Coach, real quickly, we start our high school fantasy football draft this week. I'm looking at some Anderson County players. Maybe is it Hudson DeGarmo? Maybe this Hudson DeGarmo guy may be a good one to draft. 14 rushes, 103 yards, and a touchdown for Hudson this year.
Yes, I agree with you. I think Hudson DeGarmo's a good football player. Yes, sir.
There it is. It's Anderson County, Danville. Coach Davey Buchanan. Coach, we always would end our interviews with you, and with any coach, kind of this generic question, and I feel like I know what you're going to say, but what's the keys to an Anderson County victory on Friday? What do your Bearcats need to do to beat the Admirals?
Well, we're going to have to win turnovers.
Yes.
We will have to win big plays, which I think is going to be – that may be our biggest challenge this week is winning big plays because they're so explosive. And then we've got to win special teams. But I'm pleased to report to you, Joe, last week we won all three phases.
Yeah.
But, hey, have I told you the story about the Cal fan that busted me in November? Have you heard this story?
Maybe so, but tell it again.
Yes, we're playing Cal November of 2019, and we had beat them the first time.
Okay.
But the second time, they're getting the best of us. So we're down there playing at AJ, and they're playing really well. One of their fans yells out and screams, "Hey, Coach, you're losing big plays." I'm like, all right, I'm glad they're listening.
They're listening to the radio. There it is. Coach
That's
Davey
right.
Buchanan. Coach, we appreciate you being on. Good luck on Friday as well. Should be a good game. We'll have the broadcast right here in your home for Danville football, 103.9 FM WHIR. Coach, always a pleasure talking to you. Appreciate you being on.
Hey, I appreciate you, Joe, and hey, you and Rick really do so much for Kentucky high school football, especially in a great, great town. So, hey, good luck to you and Joe. Thanks for making time for us.
Yes, sir, Coach. Appreciate that. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yes, sir.
That's Anderson County head football coach Davey Buchanan right here on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Including Naval Air Station, Great Lakes, and North Chicago.
Unidentifiable agents in unmarked vehicles with masks are planning to raid Latino communities and say they're targeting violent criminals.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson blamed the president for the city's ongoing gun violence epidemic, accusing him of allowing tens of thousands of guns to be trafficked into the state and city. Today, the victims of sex offenders Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell will talk publicly on Capitol Hill. More from Rory O'Neill.
The victims will be joined by Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna of California and Republican Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky in a bipartisan call to release all of the files tied to the investigation of the Epstein sex trafficking operation. The House Oversight Committee released thousands of pages of Epstein-related documents on Tuesday. Critics say those documents had already been made public. I'm Rory O'Neill.
President Trump says he's going to the Supreme Court after a lower court ruled most of his tariffs are illegal. Trump said we're going to ask for an expedited hearing with the High Court on Wednesday. Trump blamed the recent ruling against him on, in his words, crazy liberal judges. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the U.S. has conducted a lethal strike on a drug vessel in the Southern Caribbean. More from Brian Shook.
In a post on X, Rubio said the drug vessel had departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization.
S&P 500 futures are on the rise. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
An idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. The InventHelp databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Get started today.
Call us for free information at 1-800-558-5497. Again, 1-800-558-5497.
Want to connect your business with thousands of engaged local consumers in one unforgettable evening? Join us at Wine on the River Louisville on October 11th at the Belvedere, a premier tasting event where wine, food, music, and community come together. As a vendor or sponsor, you'll gain valuable exposure, build brand awareness, and create lasting impressions with a crowd that loves to support local. Ready to pour into something big? Visit wineontheriverlou.com to inquire today. That's wineontheriverlou.com.
Chagas disease is in California and dozens of other states. An explanation from Tammy Trujillo.
Chagas is a serious illness, and it causes more deaths in Latin America than malaria.
Once this parasite gets in your body, it can wreak havoc on your body, but it's been deemed a silent killer, so you don't know about it for many decades until it attacks your heart, you have a heart attack.
Dr. Norman L. Beatty with the University of Florida's College of Medicine says about 300,000 people in the U.S. may be living with the disease. It's caused by a parasite found in kissing bugs, which are common in California. According to the state's Department of Health, California has between 70,000 and 100,000 Chagas cases. The CDC wants the disease classified as an endemic to raise awareness and attract funding to fight it. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, a longtime bachelor and former Newark mayor, is getting married. More from Natalie Migliori.
The 56-year-old Democrat made the announcement on Instagram Tuesday afternoon, posting a photo of himself on a Hawaiian beach, down on one knee and popping the question to Alexis Lewis. In another photo, his now fiancée was flashing her engagement ring. The two were set up on a blind date and have been together for 16 months. Booker and his fiancée, who works at a real estate office, have been living together in Washington, D.C.
Waymo will bring its autonomous vehicles to Seattle. More from Brad Ford.
The company operates driverless vehicles in Austin, San Francisco, Atlanta, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. It's planning to expand operations to Seattle, Denver, Miami, and Washington, D.C. They say they've spent years studying Seattle and how to make its vehicles operate safely in wet winter conditions. They've not said when their cars will hit the streets.
Outside. Rapper Cardi B will not have to pay compensation to a former security guard on Tuesday. She was found not liable in a civil assault trial brought by the security guard, Imani Ellis. Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Danville's deal maker, Bob Allen.
At Bob Allen GMC, we are professional grade. Save now on Bob Allen's selection of new 25 GMC Sierra 2500 HDs. Most models available below $50,000. Over 40 in stock to choose from. Stock M25512. Bob Allen GMC on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
Speed Queen is sold exclusively at Carl Day's Danville hometown store on Houstonville Road.
How are Speed Queen machines designed, built, and tested for longevity? Our machines are built from commercial-grade steel parts from top to bottom. Our machines are built better to last longer.
Speed Queen has a stainless steel tub with a lifetime warranty. Speed Queen's agitator has a 210-degree power stroke. Speed Queen's transmission has a 10-year limited warranty. Speed Queen, superb quality, incredible value.
Speed Queen is sold exclusively at Carl Day's Danville hometown store on Houstonville Road.
Discover the power of radio. If you want your business to generate more store traffic, then you need to advertise. As a business owner, you already know that continuous store traffic is the first step towards sales increases and expanding your base of shoppers. Get the exposure you need with radio. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Well, good morning to you. Wednesday, it's the third day of the month of September. It's a day where we get sunshine. 83 is your high. Forecast comes your way. News is coming up next.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were held after a proposed 180-megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility-scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring in an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
You get a medal, and you get a medal, and you get a medal at the Titletown Turkey Trot, presented by Danville Office Equipment. Join us Thanksgiving morning at 8 o'clock for the biggest and most festive race Danville's ever seen. It includes a 1-mile gobble wobble run walk and the 5K run walk. All finishers get a long sleeve shirt and finisher's medal, presented by Bodner Roofing. Bodner Roofing is family owned and operated for more than 70 years. For dependable roofing service backed by decades of expertise, contact Bodner Roofing, 236-8308. And we'll see you Thanksgiving morning, 8 o'clock at Rebel Stadium for the Titletown Turkey Trot.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Okay, Rayleigh Jofus, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Curtis. They'd love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance. Sunshine, a high today of 83, a low tonight of 62. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms are possible. 76 is the high. And Friday, sunshine and 88's the high for the third week of high school football. Right now, it's 8:11 in the morning. It's 61 degrees. And State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe joins the show. Good morning, Senator Bledsoe. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Yeah, appreciate you being on. In your absence last week, I'll let the listeners know that you were busy supporting great legislation and not supporting bad legislation. A perfect track record for you, Senator Bledsoe. You've done a great job. Perfect 100% track record.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yes. But no, in seriousness, appreciate you being back on and letting us know what's going on here with your constituents. And Senator Bledsoe, tell us what you've been working on over the last couple of weeks since we last talked.
Well, I think I mentioned I had surgery almost 2 weeks ago, and there was an infection in my face, plus the plates that left me really unable to be around other people. They weren't sure what was going on. So I spent my time watching the meetings that I was not able to sit in the meetings for on TV, which is a wonderful blessing of technology that you can sit at your home or my home and watch YouTube. And, you know, you don't get to hear all the side conversations, but you at least get to hear the discussion of there were some good ones in the last 2 weeks. There are actually no meetings in Frankfort this week on committees. There's a week off. I assume they did that with Labor Day being Monday. Have a couple of days in the district, which has been nice. But we heard some good updates, one of which was the state budget ended up in a really good place. We were at end of July or June-July budget cycle. They had the final numbers in, and those looked really good. So you should be, as a taxpayer, citizen of Kentucky, you should feel really good about where we are heading into next year's budget cycle. And a couple of things that we discussed that we are certainly on the lookout for in 26. Changes to Medicaid is one. The other is the SNAP benefits, which are supplements and nutritional allocations that go to some of our poorest Kentuckians. Those have been reduced by the federal government, and so that's one issue that we were very conscious of and looking to make sure we help support in next year's budget. Mm-hmm. And the other interesting thing that I talked about was some of the restoration of voting rights for felonies. For those who have committed felonies, who have gone through their time, who have then gone through probation and have finished out everything. You know, we don't have the governor has an executive order which is in effect, which allows them to have their voting rights restored. But that would not be, you know, once he was no longer governor, that could go away. That was a big discussion point last week as well.
Yeah, I know last week, I think it was, Danville, Boyle County at the Extension office actually hosted kind of like an expungement clinic, so to say, for like you said, for those people who maybe made a mistake at some point in their life and they have done everything they can to straighten their lives out, to prove they want to be a better person and are a better person than what they did years and years and years ago, to be able to have that wiped away from the record and to be able to vote again. And that's very important.
I think it is, too. It's, restoration and bringing someone back into a community is really important.
Exactly.
And I am... I have seen that firsthand. It doesn't always happen immediately after maybe an incident, but when that person has kids or grandkids and they can no longer, for instance, be a part of the process with them, I think it's when sometimes they say, you know what, maybe that didn't matter to me as much as I thought it did, but now it does. I'm back as a citizen, a productive member of the community. I think I've supported the legislation that passed and has come out of the Senate. It has not yet to have been gone through both chambers, but I think it's important, and I think it's an important thing for us to try.
Yeah, with Boyle County and Mercer County, State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe. Senator Bledsoe, one story that came out, I think it was this last week, one of the representatives in the Kentucky House, Savannah Maddox, I believe, is the one who wants to move the driver's licenses kind of back to the clerk's office, if I'm not mistaken. And Governor Beshear has come out and said he is not in favor of that. These regional driver's license offices there have certainly been stories about, I hate to use the word failure. I think people are trying, but there have been certainly stories coming out about how they've not worked real well. Tell us what your thought is on that, the regional driver's license offices, and where you think this should go. Should it go back to the old way, or should they stay with the regional driver's license offices? We know, real IDs are now necessary for people who want to fly or want to have access to certain government buildings as well. So there's that different aspect to it as well. What is your thought, Senator Bledsoe, on that?
Well, I have received as many calls and emails as Savannah has, probably more as a senator. And I joked with Secretary Gray. I said, Secretary, I took my son to Adair County for his driver's test and to Maysville for his permit test.
Sheesh.
I said, this is not, I don't mind doing that. It was really important for him to do it on his birthday. He really wanted that.
Right.
I said, but this is not sustainable. We can't have people driving 40 miles or longer to get some of these services. And I understand in the ideal, when they did this before I got there, I understand the theory of why this would have worked. And why it would have saved money and budget and those kind of things. But it has just not been implemented well. There's just no other way to put that. And so I think the conversation, and I've not read Savannah's bill, we have talked about it in the Senate a number of times. What can we do, especially with the Real ID push? Some things have to be done in that space for Real ID. Others don't. And so how do we manage maybe helping out the renewals back at the clerk's office and helping out with the routine things that make it easier for you to get certain steps done there, or even some have even proposed having authorized like AAA and other kind of groups to have those services to speed up and have some competition. So it is not a conversation that's going away. It is one that we have held a number of times. We need our clerks on board as well, and they have some have been very willing to take that back on. Some have not, and so that they're a stakeholder too. In this process. So it's tough. But I'll tell you what, if, as a person who tried myself, I joked with the secretary, I'm on this app trying to find a slot to get my son into this test, and I thought, this is ridiculous. That's not fair. And I'm someone who is aware of the process and has technology at my fingertips and has flexibility to figure out what time I can do it. But for most Kentuckians, that is not an option for them. And so we have to do something different, and I'm committed to doing that. I don't know what that will finally look like, but I can tell you that there are a number of conversations with those stakeholders, like I mentioned, trying to figure out how to serve Kentucky better. So
you think that the upcoming 2026 session, that's something that you all will make a decision on?
I would be shocked if we didn't. The key component in some of this will be budget. Because if the clerks take on some different roles, they're going to ask for more money.
Yeah.
They just will. They have. Oh, let me say that. They have before. So whether they will, I shouldn't predict that. But I would say in previous conversations, they had said, well, we're willing to take on X, Y, or Z, but we're going to ask for this to do so. And so in the context of the entire picture, that's the question, is how do we figure out a way to allow better service to Kentuckians without managing the other pieces that have to go along with that pie. And I'm not sure what that will look like, but I'm certainly committed to be a part of those conversations because I've gotten emails and calls from people in Boyle County who said, are you kidding me? And others who say it's worked really well for them. So, it like any government service, sometimes you do it well and sometimes it's just not there.
Boyle County and Mercer County, State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe, along with Woodford County and a part of Fayette County as well. Senator Bledsoe, we appreciate you being on. Anything else that we've left off that you want to touch on?
Just want to mention Jimmy Higdon, who has been a long time. He was telling me the other day he has served for almost 25 years as a state senator.
Wow.
He actually lives in Nelson, Marion County area.
Yeah.
He's had Mercer. He's had a bunch of counties next to Boyle in this space. He announced he is not running again in 26. And he has been a huge mentor to me. He has ran the transportation budget for a number of years and has been a strong mentor and someone who has left his fingerprints all over Kentucky. Big announcement from him that he is not running. So wish him the best. I'm so excited to have another year with him to learn. That's how the rest of us figure out how to maximize. When you learn from somebody who has been doing this for a while, that's information that's really helpful. So I want to wish him the best. I know a number of people in Boyle County know who Senator Jimmy Higdon is and respect him so much. Wish he and Jane the best. And they're kind of retirement age. And as he said, I've got a year left to serve, and I'm thankful for that.
With State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe. Senator, appreciate you being on. If people have any questions, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
Email is great, amanda.maysbledsoe.kylegislator.gov.
There you go, Senator Bledsoe. You have to come down as well one Friday for a football game. Titletown's 4-0 here, Senator Bledsoe. Boyle's 2-0 and Danville's 2-0. Yeah, Boyle County's going to be at Lexington Catholic this Friday, so you don't even have to travel far this Friday. You can go over to Lexington Catholic and watch the Rebels and the Knights play.
I'm going to tell you, I was not there on Saturday night for the LCA game, but my kids were.
Okay.
So there were a lot. They came back and talked all about how Boyle County had a big comeback and held on. So I think the Catholic game this weekend is going to be very similar.
There you go. And Danville LCA play later on this season as well because they're in the same district. So
they do.
Yeah, good stuff. Senator Bledsoe, appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Yes, ma'am. Bye. That's our State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe. She's on Wednesday mornings at 8:10 right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. The Big Daddy, Steve Bertram, comes your way next.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky's a 10-point underdog for their SEC opener with Ole Miss this Saturday at Kroger Field. This past Saturday, the 20th-ranked Rebels rolled past Georgia State 63-7, while the Cats held off Toledo 24-16. UK head coach Mark Stoops says it's too early to pull the plug on quarterback Zal Calzada after his lukewarm performance last week, but Stoops was pleased with how the whole team played hard. The Cats upset the Johnny Rebs last year. Kickoffs at 3:30 Saturday for Kentucky and Ole Miss on Z105. The AP poll says Ohio State's the new number one team in college football. Following the Buckeyes, in the top five are Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami. Texas fell to 7th, and Alabama landed at number 20. South Carolina is 10th, and Florida is 13th this week. Louisville got enough votes to come in at 30th. The coaches poll also has Ohio State number 1. Boys high school soccer scores Tuesday: Lincoln County 4, Garrett County 1, and Danville played Thomas Nelson to a 4-4 tie. Garrett County tied Scott County 3-3, and Boyle County blanked Lincoln County 8-0. In baseball, George Springer homered twice and drove in 3 runs to lead Toronto to a 12-9 win at Cincinnati yesterday. The Reds now trail the Mets by 5 full games for the third NL wildcard spot. Elsewhere, the Cubs nipped the Braves 4-3. The Yankees whipped the Astros 7-1. The Mets bombed the Tigers 12-5. The Red Sox outscored the Guardians 11-7. It was the Dodgers losing to the Pirates 9-7. Cardinals 2, Athletics 1, and Orioles 6, Padres 2. Other winners were the Angels, Diamondbacks, Giants, Nationals, Rays, and White Sox. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Wow, Tricky's Car Wash is ready to make your vehicle look its very best. Tricky's Car Wash behind Smart Lube off South 4th Street. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and on Saturdays by appointment. Pickup and delivery service is available. 583-0560. Wash only $15. Wash and interior $25. Wash plus wax plus interior $50. And full detail, talk with Tricky. Tricky's Car Wash, 430 Bay Street, 583-0560. Right behind Smart Lube off South 4th. Tricky's Car Wash.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
Hey, ZZ Talk. All right, 8:26 in the morning. 859-238-WHIR. Congrats, Burke's Bakery, the winners of our first Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken giveaway of the fall 2025 giveaway season. And we'll be delivering chicken to Lee's, well, here in a couple of hours. Of course, they're there, not to Lee's, from Lee's to Burke's. Lee's doesn't need the chicken. They already have the chicken. We're taking it from Lee's to Burke's. Of course, they're at Burke's early in the morning, right? So they take an earlier lunch. So we'll be delivering chicken to Burke's Bakery. If you all are listening to us over at Burke's, 10:30 this morning, we'll be bringing chicken over. And Burke's Bakery won 20 chicken dinners, courtesy of Lee's Famous Recipe and the Hometown Radio Network. If you want a chance to win, we do this giveaway every single week. We announce the winner on Tuesday. We give the chicken away on Wednesday. This was the first one of the fall season, so still lots of weeks left. But email us, radio@hometownlive.net, why you and 19 of your closest friends at your workplace deserve chicken from Lee's Famous Recipe. And the more that you butter us up, just like the Lee's Famous Recipe biscuits, the better. You listen to the show every morning. You love the Hometown Radio Network, whatever it may be. Do what you gotta do to win the free chicken. And email us, radio@hometownlive.net, and tell us why you deserve it. And we'll announce the winner for next Tuesday, and deliver chicken on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, throughout September and October. Right here, courtesy of the Hometown Radio Network and Lee's Famous Recipe. Hey, college students in New York City are apparently learning in a new college course how to steal. That's what they're teaching in one of the college courses. How to steal. Check it out.
Ready for the career you've always wanted? Then get on the path to success at ITT Theft, the only college that teaches students how to steal and get ahead. With majors in pickpocketing, shoplifting, and armed robbery, ITT Theft will help you achieve the success you deserve.
ITT Theft is amazing, or whatever. I learned how to steal money from my mom's purse without her finding out about it, and I learned what to do when she asked me about it.
Hey, sweetie, there's $100 missing from my purse. Do you know what happened to it?
I think the mailman stole it.
Unbelievable.
I know, right? Thanks, ITT Theft.
You're welcome. So what are you waiting for? Get off the couch and learn how to start stealing stuff at ITT Theft. Enroll today.
All right, let's see what's gone on this date in history, September 3rd. That's made this date a date to remember. It was on this date, 1935, 90 years ago, where a man named Sir Malcolm Campbell became the first person to ever drive an automobile over 300 miles per hour. 304.331 was what Sir Malcolm Campbell hit in the Salt Flats in Utah. Happened on this date in 1935. It was on this date 55 years ago, 1970, where Arthur Brown, best known for this song called Fire. Yeah, he was arrested and jailed for 4 days in Italy after he set his hat on fire, stripped naked at a show he was doing. He was then asked to leave the country and don't you ever come back. Arthur Brown arrested on this date 1970, and it was on this date 2015, Kentucky County Clerk Kim Davis made history, was held in contempt and jailed for refusing to issue a marriage license to gay couples.
The Supreme Court denied your stay.
We are not issuing marriage licenses today.
Based on what?
Kim Davis said she's not issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples looking to get married. That was a sound clip from her saying that. And that's what's gone on this date, September 3rd in history. That's made this date a date to remember. Hey, it's 8:30 in the morning. News is right now on The Joe Show.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
After the House Oversight Committee released nearly 34,000 pages tied into the Jeffrey Epstein files, one local representative will hold a news conference today. Republican Thomas Massey has filed a discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the entirety of the Epstein files. He'll hold a news conference Wednesday morning at 10:30 with 10 alleged victims of Epstein and his longtime girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. In a tweet, Massey says he hopes House Speaker Mike Johnson will listen to the pleas of the victims while stopping his attempt to block a vote to release the files. Meantime, the Knox County Sheriff's Department conducting an ongoing death investigation regarding an animal attack. John Shannon with the latest.
The incident took place on Friday around 2:30 p.m. in the Flatlick community as 44-year-old Priscilla Jones was attacked and severely injured by a pack of dogs roaming the area of Sandy Branch Road. A passerby heard her screaming and called Knox 911. Jones was taken to Barberville ARH Hospital where she succumbed to her injuries and was pronounced dead. The Barberville Police Department providing assistance. The investigation into the attack is ongoing. I'm John Shannon.
Another chaotic night at the latest London City Council meeting as Councilmember Judd Weaver nominated Donna Gale Wilson House, something that made London Mayor Randall Weddle say it stacks the deck against him.
You have blatantly stacked the council for the removal of the mayor. So I want this on the record tonight that you're appointing people that for years have been on Facebook blasting me. Nothing to do with your charges.
The audio from WKYT. Wilson House's appointment is to fill the seat of Stacey Benji, who resigned back on August 29th. Weaver lost in the previous mayoral race to Weddle before his appointment to the city council. An impeachment hearing against Mayor Weddle is slated for this Friday. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? HIMS has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through HIMS, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Our
Our Adult Day Healthcare Services provide independence through assistance for adults with special needs ages 21 and over. Our participants enjoy games, reality orientation, cognitive and physical activities, exercise, music and craft programs, while offering families freedom and peace of mind knowing their loved ones are cared for in a safe, supportive environment. Visit thegatheringplace.org. Follow on Facebook and Instagram for more info.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were held after a proposed 180-megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility-scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring in an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
Get off on the right foot at Danville Bike and Footwear, where you'll find walking, running, and trail shoes from Brooks, Saucony, and Asics, along with a wide selection of insoles for maximum comfort. Danville Bike and Footwear features Garmin watches with advanced wellness features that track all the ways you move from running, cycling, swimming, to Pilates, high-intensity workouts, and more. Make your way into Danville Bike and Footwear, 417 West Main Street in beautiful downtown Danville, a place where adventure and comfort ride together.
This Saturday, we're going to play Kentucky football.
The Cats roll out the blue carpet for some guests from the heart of Dixie. Ole Miss Rebels and your Kentucky Wildcats.
The pregame show starts this Saturday at 1:30 with kickoff at 3:30.
It's all right here on your home for the Cats and the hits is WRNZ FM Z105.
Struggling with mortgage debt from COVID? Team Kentucky can help. If you restructured your home loan and deferred payments to the end of your mortgage, you may qualify for up to $60,000 in assistance to pay off that debt. Help is also available for other COVID-related hardships if you meet income guidelines. Apply today at www.protectmykyhome.org. This ad is sponsored by Kentucky Housing Corporation, the Kentucky Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, Rayleigh Jofus, it's coming your way, courtesy of our friends over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses and big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. Yes, it absolutely is. All right, you get sunshine, a high today of 83 and a low tonight of 62. Rain shower chances are possible. Tomorrow, you get showers, thunderstorms, 76 a high, sunshine on Friday and a high of 88. Right now, 8:38 in the morning, it is 62 degrees. Pimmy! What's going on with your wedding planning with Pim? Take it away.
Hi, I'm Pim Stewart-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. When it comes to selecting the music for your wedding reception, before making your decision, learn the basics of what's what in the band versus DJ contest. We'll start with the advantages of hiring a band. Bands can introduce boisterous, festive energy to your party. Bands can be much more memorable than DJs. Bands forge an emotional connection with the crowd. The cons? Bands can be loud. Bands take breaks. Bands can only play what's in their repertoire. A wedding band can usually play only one or maybe two styles of music well. DJs, the pros. A DJ can keep the music going all night long. No 15-minute breaks every hour. They play what you want to hear, and volume levels aren't a problem. DJs can be cheaper because there are fewer people to hire. The cons? The music isn't personalized, and there's always the threat of the DJ getting a little too crazy with the mic. When you've made your decision, whether band or DJ, do your due diligence before you book. Ask for references. Are they reliable? Is the DJ or band you hire going to be the same one who shows up to perform? Are they adding unnecessary fees? Find out their break policy. Finally, work out a package deal in writing that can save you hundreds by negotiating to have your DJ or band handle the whole affair. My love note, an outside venue may require more sound equipment, an indoor venue less. So ask about that.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COOL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COOL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Buyer beware. No matter what you're in the market for, it's buyer beware. This is Lauren from B&L Jewelers. Every day we see people come into B&L Jewelers and want us to look at the great deal they got online or at a discount jewelry store. Usually, the item they bought is not really what they thought they were getting, which leads to disappointment.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Here at B&L Jewelers, we try to educate you on the diamond you are buying. So when you give the gift of love, you have all the confidence of your decision to buy from B&L Jewelers was the correct one. We back up all of our jewelry with a lifetime guarantee and a trade-up policy, which you will receive full credit of the purchase price for your diamond in the future. As always, we offer special financing and 6 months free layaway. Come and see us here at B&L Jewelers today in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Intercounty Energy wants you to put safety first when you're working outside this summer. Always look up to see if there are overhead power lines, and be sure to stay clear of them. For safety's sake, always hire a professional to trim trees instead of doing it yourself. Remember, a tree limb cut in the wrong place could fall on a power line and cause you a world of hurt. If you do decide to do the work yourself, always protect your eyes and hands by wearing safety glasses and gloves. Intercounty Energy cares about your safety. Look up, be alert, and stay safe.
The Danville and Boyle County 2025 Spirit Shirts are here, and the Hometown Radio Network will be giving them away Friday from 11 o'clock until 1 at the Danville Manor Community Trust Bank location. We'll be giving away Danville and Boyle shirts, free hot dogs, and ice cold Pepsi products Friday 11 o'clock until 1 at Community Trust Bank in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
going out of town, or anywhere in the world. Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
All right, 3 dock workers in Sydney, Australia making news. For all the wrong reasons. Been charged after over $100 million worth of cocaine was found hidden behind a false wall in a shipping container.
Coming up on Cocaine Roadshow, watch as our appraisers estimate the value of various items that may or may not contain hidden cocaine.
And what do you have here?
Well, this is a China hutch that my great-grandmother bought at a garage sale.
Well, are you sitting down? This China hutch actually dates back to the 1400s. And if you look in the back of it, there's a false wall that's hiding $100 million worth of cocaine.
Nice!
It's all coming up on Cocaine Roadshow.
Oh, you have another item?
Yes, this is a jewelry box that my great-grandmother gave me.
Well, are you sitting down? If you turn this knob, it plays music. But if you pull on the knob, there's a false wall that's hiding $100 million worth of cocaine.
Amazing!
Yeah, I think your great-grandmother was a cocaine dealer.
Guess so.
Cocaine Roadshow. Don't miss it.
Let's see what's going on in Grub Gab. The world of food. You know, you can always just eat it right here on the Joe Show. Here we go. All right, here we go. If you're a fan of grocery store salad kits, check your fridge. Taylor Farms honey balsamic salad kits have been recalled in 25 states due to the presence of undeclared allergens. Not good. The dressing and topping packets may have sesame and soy in them, which can create life-threatening allergic reactions. If you have the product, you should either throw it away or get a refund from your place of purchase. Taco Bell, you all know. I love Taco Bell. Jack does as well. I was actually asking the kids the other day, what's your favorite restaurant? And Rayleigh said her favorite... She's such a diva. She said, my favorite cafe is Dry Stack. So my favorite cafe. My favorite restaurant, though, she said, is McDonald's. And Jack said, I've got 3 favorite restaurants, and Taco Bell was one of them. And Taco Bell's rewinding the clock with a new Y2K-themed menu that brings back fan-favorite items from the 2000s, including the double-decker taco, 7-layer burrito, ooh, the chili cheese burrito, the Cool Ranch Dorito tacos back, and the caramel apple empanada. The lineup will hit menus nationwide on September 8th. For those wanting a bigger throwback, the chain's also offering a $9 Discovery Lux box packed with 2 Cool Ranch Dorito Loco tacos, nachos, a Crunchwrap Supreme, and a drink. It's all part of Taco Bell's ongoing Decades menu series, which lets fans relive the flavors of the past eras. I remember that 7-layer burrito being really good, and the double-decker taco as well, so pretty cool stuff. And hey, Chick-fil-A is spreading its wings overseas for the very first time, with new restaurants set to open in England this fall and Singapore later this year. The expansion marks a big milestone for the chain, bringing its famous chicken sandwiches, waffle fries, and signature hospitality to Europe and Asia. Each location will be run by local owner-operators who will hire local talent and connect with their communities, making the brand feel both familiar and fresh. Chick-fil-A launching a global expansion. Taco Bell gives 5 menu items, a comeback with a Y2K menu, and popular salad kit being recalled for having undeclared ingredients. Grub Gab, where you can always just eat it right here on the Joe Show. It's 8:47 in the morning. We see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Coming up next on WHIR Danville.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Kentucky's a 10-point underdog for their SEC opener with Ole Miss this Saturday at Kroger Field. This past Saturday, the 20th-ranked Rebels rolled past Georgia State 63-7, while the Cats held off Toledo 24-16. UK head coach Mark Stoops says it's too early to pull the plug on quarterback Zal Calzada after his lukewarm performance last week, but Stoops was pleased with how the whole team played hard. The Cats upset the Johnny Rebs last year. Kickoffs at 3:30 Saturday for Kentucky and Ole Miss on Z105. The AP poll says Ohio State's the new number one team in college football. Following the Buckeyes in the top 5 are Penn State, LSU, Georgia, and Miami. Texas fell to 7th, and Alabama landed at number 20. South Carolina is 10th, and Florida is 13th this week. Louisville got enough votes to come in at 30th. The coaches poll also has Ohio State number 1. Boys high school soccer scores Tuesday: Lincoln County 4, Garrett County 1, and Danville played Thomas Nelson to a 4-4 tie. Garrett County tied Scott County 3-3, and Boyle County blanked Lincoln County 8-0. In baseball, George Springer homered twice and drove in 3 runs to lead Toronto to a 12-9 win at Cincinnati yesterday. The Reds now trail the Mets by 5 full games for the 3rd NL wildcard spot. Elsewhere, the Cubs nipped the Braves 4-3. The Yankees whipped the Astros 7-1. The Mets bombed the Tigers 12-5. The Red Sox outscored the Guardians 11-7. It was the Dodgers losing to the Pirates 9-7. Cardinals 2, Athletics 1, and Orioles 6, Padres 2. Other winners were the Angels, Diamondbacks, Giants, Nationals, Rays, and White Sox. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loan subject to credit approval.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, their on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
Every fan knows the advantages of playing on their home field. Hi, I'm Patrick McClure from McClure Bailey. Proud to be a lifelong resident of Danville and Bull County. Our firm can provide a variety of services to meet the legal needs of you and our community. We're all local attorneys. We understand the needs of the people from Danville and Bull County because we are people of Danville and Bull County. Call the hometown team of McClure Bailey at 236-8888. Now located at 426 South 4th Street, just south of downtown Danville. Go Ads, go Cats, and go Rebels. This is an advertisement.
Local high school football at Hometown Radio Network.
This is Gary True, voice of the Mercer County Football Titans. Listen to every game on WHBN.
This is Scott Bowen, voice of the Garrett County Golden Lions. Hear the games on Z105.
This is Gunnar Floyd, voice of the Danville Admirals. Listen to every Danville Admiral football game on WHIR.
This is Steve Bertram inviting you to join us for Boyle County High School football on Z105.
All games streamed live at hometownlive.net.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right there, Rayleigh Joe Fest, brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. All right, mostly sunny, 83's the high, 62's the low. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms, high of 76. Friday, sunshine and 88 is the high. Right now, it's 8:55 in the morning, 62 degrees. Wednesday, the third day of the month of September, as we take a look at what's going on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. Starting off on this date in 1942, where American musician, singer, and songwriter from the Beach Boys, is it Al Jardine? I'm going to call him Al Jardine. He's from the Beach Boys. Guitarist, musician, singer-songwriter, best known for the band's rhythm guitar and for occasionally singing some lead vocals. He sang lead vocals on Help Me Rhonda, which I wish I would have known before picking the song. I would have picked that one out. Then I Kissed Her and Come Go With Me. On this date, 1942, he's 83 years old today, Al Jardine from the Beach Boys. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that last name wrong. I guarantee you it's Al Jardine. But I didn't have enough time to ask Rick. I recognize the name. It's one of those where like, oh, I recognize the name, but how do you pronounce it? And whichever way I pronounce it, it's going to be the wrong way. Al was born on this date, 1942. It was on this day in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1947. Eric Bell was born, a guitarist for this group. Yeah, Thin Lizzy. The boys are back in town. Bell later became a member of the Noel Redding Band, but started off with Thin Lizzy, the North Ireland rock and blues musician. Eric Bell, born on this date, 47.
Haven't changed, had much to say, but man, I still think them cats are crazy. They were asking if you were around, how you was, where you could be found. Told them you were living downtown, driving all the old men crazy. The boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. I said, the boys are back in town.
And it was on this day, rock and roll, pop, R&B music history in the year 1966, where this artist went #1 on the U.S. singles charts with this one.
Sunshine came softly through my window today.
Yeah, Donovan, the name of the artist.
Could have
Sunshine Superman, number 1 on the U.S. charts, number 2 on the UK charts. The track featured Then, Yardbird, and future Led Zeppelin guitarist Jimmy Page on it. The song was written for Donovan's future wife, Linda Lawrence. On this date, 1966, Sunshine Superman went number 1.
'Cause I made my mind up, you're going to my mind. I'll tell you right now, and a trick in a book and a paper.
And that's what's going on this date, September 3rd. Rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history. We're 90 seconds away from Top Hour News, and a Boyle County EMS Wednesday is right after this.
Hi there, me again, your radio. I thought what we'd do this time is go to the email bag, answer some of your questions. So our first email comes from Bob. He writes, Dear Radio, I run a small furniture store in town and I'm looking to grow my business. Do you have any suggestions? Well, Bob, to be successful, you need to reach out to new customers on an ongoing basis. That's where I come in. Radio reaches around 93% of the population each week, making it a great way to get the word out about your business. And radio delivers results at a fraction of the cost of other media, making it a great investment. Okay, our next email is from Bert. He says, Dear Radio, I took a young lady out on a first date. After 20 minutes of talking, she went to the ladies' room to powder her nose. It's been 4 months since I've seen her. What do you suggest I do? Well, Bert, that's a tough one, but I'd consider maybe a woman with a smaller nose.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Lee's Famous Recipes 3-Piece Special Day. You get 3 pieces of famous or crispy chicken or our famous strips, your choice of 2 sides, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just $8.26 tax included. A savings of almost $2. Catch the Danville Special, a piece of their famous fish, chicken strip, a side of your choice, and buttermilk biscuit for one low price. Lee's caters at 859-236-8777. The best value every Wednesday is a 3-piece chicken dinner for only $8.26. Lee's Famous Recipe in Danville on South 4th.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Dozens of Jeffrey Epstein sexual abuse victims are expected to rally in Washington, D.C. today as the first batch of documents related to the late sex offender is being released. Scott Pringle reports.
The House Oversight and Government Reform Committee gave the okay for the 33,000 pages of information to go public. The documents include video from the area outside Epstein's jail cell in New York City prior to him committing suicide, and also the DOJ's interview with Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Here's House Speaker Mike Johnson.
We want to bring justice to every single person who is involved in the Epstein evils or the cover-up thereof.
The governor of Illinois says President Trump is planning to send National Guard troops to Chicago. More from Mark Mayfield.
Democrat J.B. Pritzker told reporters he also believes other federal officers from various agencies will also soon enter the city.
We have reason to believe that the Trump administration has already begun staging the Texas National Guard for deployment in Illinois.
Pritzker made the comments just moments after Trump said he plans to deploy the Guard to the Windy City to help fight crime. Pritzker once again says he does not want troops on the streets of Chicago and takes offense when Trump calls the city a hellhole. He vows to fight the troop deployments in court.
The suspect in New York's Gilgo Beach serial killings will be in court today for a pivotal ruling. More from Andrew Whitman.
A judge is expected to rule on whether the use of new DNA techniques can be used against 59-year-old Rex Heuermann. Heuermann is charged with murder involving at least 7 women over 3 decades on Long Island. He's pleaded not guilty to all charges.
And Walmart is rolling out a new video subscription option called Video Subscription Choice. It'll allow Walmart Plus members to choose a complimentary subscription to Paramount Plus or Peacock's premium plan. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
$1,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like
like free money? Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LOT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The presidents of France and Ukraine are getting together today in Paris ahead of tomorrow's Coalition of the Willing summit there. Ross Cullen with more.
The meeting between the two presidents on Wednesday comes the day before another meeting of Ukraine's allies, which will provide them with a chance to stand together after Vladimir Putin stood with Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un in Beijing earlier on Wednesday at China's massive military parade.
Tomorrow's summit is expected to focus on security guarantees for Ukraine once there's a peace agreement with Russia. While Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has traveled to Paris, most participants will attend tomorrow's meeting virtually. The Secret Service's counter-sniper team is facing chronic understaffing. More from Tammy Trujillo.
That's according to a report from the Department of Homeland Security Inspector General, which found the team is staffed 73% below the level necessary to meet mission requirements. The report also said that failing to appropriately staff the team could limit the Secret Service's ability to protect the country's most senior leaders. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
The owner of a warehouse in Westchester, California, is blasting loud insect noises to deter homeless encampments. Daniel Martindale with the story.
A 6-speaker system called Blue Chirper was installed outside of the business last month. It plays the sounds of insects like crickets and cicadas all day. The general manager says security cameras have captured homeless people nearby lighting fires, throwing syringes and drugs over the fence, and attacking him. Management says the sounds will go off once the homeless people in the area all leave.
Amazon is ending free shipping sharing outside of households as it phases out the Prime Invitee program. The company is notifying users that starting October 1st, only members of the same household will be eligible to share Prime benefits under the Amazon Family Program. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
The truth and nothing but. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The mentality of defund, dismantle, no bail laws, reimagine the police, send in the social workers has not worked. And yet they continue to double down on dumb, dumber, and stupid. You know, Brandon Johnson signing executive order to counter Trump's immigration crackdown. Oh, okay. We know among the unvetted Harris, Biden, Mayorkas illegals are known terrorists, murderers, rapists, gang leaders, cartel members, gang leaders, drug dealers. Well, why would we crack down on that? Why would we enforce the laws of our country? And then said no federal troops in the city of Chicago. We're going to defend our democracy. The people are dying in your city.
Keeping you on the straight path. Later today, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
When was the last time you bragged about your wireless company? Like, did you know my wireless company gave away 1,000 American flags to deserving veterans and forgave $10 million in veterans' debt? Did you know that my wireless company raised almost $500,000 to prevent vet suicide? In other words, when your wireless company is Pure Talk, there's a whole lot to brag about. You can even brag about the coverage you get with Pure Talk. They use the same 5G network, the same cell towers as all the big carriers. And guess what? The average family saves over $1,000 a year. You can get unlimited talk and text, plenty of data, $25 a month. That's saving everybody a fortune. Make the switch. It's simple, fast, easy. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. Do it now. You save an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, keyword save now from our friends at Pure Talk.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's Lee's Famous Recipes 3-piece special day. You get 3 pieces of famous or crispy chicken or our famous strips, your choice of 2 sides, and a buttermilk biscuit, all just $8.26 tax included. A savings of almost $2. Catch the Danville special, a piece of their famous fish, chicken strip, a side of your choice, and buttermilk biscuit for one low price. Lee's caters at 859-236-8777. The best value every Wednesday is a 3-piece chicken dinner for only $8.26. Lee's Famous Recipe in Danville on South 4th.
If you're feeling hopeless, alone, and broken, maybe empty inside, Chloe's Petals for Hope.
Hi, this is Susan Rogers with Chloe's Petals for Hope. When you call 988, a counselor will ask if you are safe. After they ask about your safety, your counselor will listen to you, understand how your problem is affecting you, provide support, and share any resources that may be helpful. Call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. It's free and confidential.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Garrett County Fiscal Court took no action at their last meeting, which leaves a 2023 solar ordinance in place and now places a planned solar farm project in Garrett County in jeopardy. The Garrett Central Records reporting that the ordinance restricts development of solar farms on prime farmland, and Garrett Judge Executive Chris Ruelleman said that after the discussions with state leaders and outside legal counsel, they were advised against making changes to that 2023 ordinance. The outcome of the meeting caps a summer where multiple meetings and hearings were held after a proposed 180-megawatt solar farm on about 2,500 acres of Garrett County farmland by Clearwater Energy. Representatives from that company say that the ordinance removes about 90% of buildable acreage and essentially would act as a de facto ban on utility-scale solar farms in Garrett County. Staying in Garrett County, residents there in Garrett will have a chance to let their voice be heard on the building of a new gymnasium. The Garrett County Board of Education unanimously approved the scheduling of a series of community forums to address the building of a new gymnasium. Specific dates and locations for these forums have not yet been decided, but they hope that it'll serve as a way for board members to hear from the public their thoughts on the building of this new gym. Mercer County schools have set their tax rate. The Harrisburg Herald's reporting at their most recent board meeting, the school board opted to maintain its current tax rate at 71.6 cents per $100 of assessed value, the same rate as last year, but a move that's also expected to bring in an additional $622,000 in revenue due to increasing home values. Superintendent Dr. Jason Boer noted the school district has been able to pay off their new buses, begin construction on a new elementary school, and give their staff raises, all without raising taxes. And staying in education, EKU and Kentucky Community and Technical College are teaming up to announce a new statewide partnership. The agreement will give students a seamless, affordable, and supportive transfer experience by maximizing transfer credits through clear pathways, maintaining accreditation and financial aid standards, and ensuring advising, scholarships, free textbooks, and priority registration. The goal of this is to remove barriers so that anyone transferring from KCTCS with credentials can easily begin a degree at EKU. I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Thank you there, Rayleigh Joe. Brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Little Sign Shop. You sign the banner or decal fest, the owners and operators have got you covered. They do full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and they offer logo design. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them, 859-238-7391 for the Little Sign Shop. The rain showers are in the forecast for later on tonight, really into Thursday morning. Should be a good sunny afternoon for us. 83 degrees is the high. A low tonight of 62. Again, rain showers tomorrow into Thursday night, early Friday morning. Sunshine on Friday. 88's the high. Should be good for Boyle County and Danville football games on Friday night. Danville's at Anderson County. Boyle County's at Lexington Catholic, but rain showers in the forecast, but early Saturday morning. So should be able to get those games in, get home without the threat of rain. We'll see, though, if that forecast changes. Right now, it's 9:11 in the morning on Wednesday, the 3rd day of September, and we have Jessica and Mike in studio with us. And to make this segment official, here is Jim Parman, if I can find it. Here it is.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome on to the show Jessica and Mike. Good morning. How are you all?
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe. Appreciate you all being on. Mike is the EMS director, and Jessica, you're going to have to remind me, Jessica, what's your official title there?
I am the director of the Crisis Response Unit.
Director of the Crisis Response Unit. I knew it was something good, but I couldn't remember what the title was. And Jessica, do a great job. Appreciate you all being on this morning. Every first and third Wednesday, we talk with Boyle County EMS about their Crisis Response Unit, and I always kind of like to start off with this question for those maybe listening for the first time. Tell us, what is the Crisis Response Unit that Boyle County EMS offers?
So the Crisis Response Unit is available for anyone that is having a mental health emergency. They can call 911, let them know that they're having a mental health crisis, not a medical crisis, and you will get a response from a crew and a paramedic rather than, 3 different vehicles with lights and sirens and things like that. It's much more calm. We're going to get your needs met. We're going to work with you on that mental health crisis, get you where you need to go, make sure you're safe.
Yeah. So what then qualifies as a mental health crisis? And I'm sure some people, when they call 911, aren't going to immediately say, hey, it's not physical, it's mental, right? They're just talking to the dispatcher. So what type of things are the dispatcher, what are they listening for, and what qualifies as a mental health crisis?
Yeah, so that dispatcher is going to go through a series of questions with the caller, and they're looking for things like, are you suicidal? Are you having a panic attack? Are you maybe hallucinating or something like that, having some paranoia or delusions, so that we can get a crew member, a crisis response unit member, out to you to get targeted help, right? Someone who's really trained and able to intervene on that level.
And you all offer, this is something that I think, Mike, you said you're working, or maybe you have trained all paramedics to be able to at least respond to certain situations, but in terms of sending social worker out and making sure the person is directed to the right resources, even if the call comes in overnight, you are following up with that person, the individual. The hope is the next day, correct?
Yeah, and the great part about it is sometimes it's hard to tease apart, somebody with anxiety, they're having chest pain. Is it related to your heart, or is it just a symptom of anxiety? So we send a paramedic, social worker, we look at them, make sure that there's no emergent needs on the medical side. If we look at the risk factors, past medical history, family history, and then we can do some 12 leads, send it to the ER and let Dr. Grant look at it. And then once we decide that there's no medical emergency, then we let the social workers really kind of do their thing and kind of focus in on what's exactly going on.
This is the first Wednesday of September. How quick do you all get August numbers in for like how many runs that you have, or do you have those estimates?
Yeah, no, we did 658 runs last month. I don't have that. Those are all EMS runs.
Right.
I don't have the crisis number yet. We should have that the next time we talk on the radio.
Okay, so obviously 658, you said.
Yep.
Some of those may have been someone with a physical emergency.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, probably most of them were, but there certainly were ones, mental health crisis, and just to kind of put those numbers where individuals are hearing this and saying, wow, I didn't realize that this many people needed 911 for that case. And we'll have some of those numbers next time Boyle EMS is on, which will be September the 17th. Last week, I believe, was Overdose Awareness Day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So it was Overdose Awareness Day. There were several events around town. We had speakers and different things, just trying to raise awareness about how recovery occurs from substance use. And so that was great. And as we move into this month, it is now Suicide Awareness Month.
Okay.
So I want to make sure that we are getting the word out about the prevalence of suicide and how much of a problem it is, making sure everyone knows that suicide is something that is preventable.
Yes.
If we can reach out, if we can get some support, suicide is preventable.
Yeah, so September Suicide Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about that. Jessica, there are certainly, I think there are a wide number of people who have been impacted, affected by suicide, a loved one maybe who has taken their life, taken their own life. For those who maybe are seeing changes in people and they just want to make sure that that person is okay, there are certain questions to ask. And I always, when we talk about this topic, I feel like people kind of know if they should ask questions, but they're scared, like if they ask it, that might put the idea in the person's mind, right? So they feel like they're in between a rock and a hard place. And I think you would say that that's not something someone should worry about, right?
It is not. And that's something that everyone pretty much from the age of, I mean, realistically these days, 8, 9 forward, knows what suicide is. And so you're not going to put any idea in their head. They are aware of what it is, what it means, and it is better to ask. And we want to ask very directly. We don't want to ask if they're thinking about hurting themselves or anything like that. We want to ask, are you thinking about ending your life? And if the answer is yes, there's no need to, I mean, obviously it's a very serious thing, but we don't need to just back up and say, oh, sorry, I asked, or anything like that. We just want to stay with that person.
Yeah.
Call 911.
Okay,
get
that was
the crew
my next
out.
question.
Yeah.
So can we call 911? I mean, obviously you can if someone's having a heart attack, right? You'd call 911 for that person. If someone tells you, hey, I'm having suicidal thoughts, I'm thinking of taking my own life, you can call 911 for that individual too, and that's where the crisis response unit would respond, correct?
Correct.
Yes, yeah, it does. And so that's our most common call, actually, is suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideation, and then unfortunately suicide. So as far as the mental health world goes, so yeah, so if someone's having those thoughts, we want to try to catch it as early as we can, even if someone's thinking about it. Again, in the years past, we had two options. They could go to jail, which that's not what they need. That's not going to help them. Or they can go to the hospital, which is not a bad option, but we have some better options out there. And so maybe getting them in front of somebody like Jessica right away, getting to a therapist, a one-on-one, face-to-face. This is not a time for telehealth. This is a time for two people to try to connect and really make some changes to make sure they don't go down the road that they're on. So
yeah. Let me ask this. Let's say the individual asks that question. The person says, yes, I'm having these thoughts, but don't tell anybody. Don't call anybody.
And that's not a safe secret to keep.
Exactly, yeah. So, again, like, you would rather that person maybe be angry for a time being but still be with us than the opposite.
Yes, and, when it's done out of love, and that's the thing, in that moment, to stay compassionate and say, I, above anything, want to make sure you're here with me tomorrow. So we do need to get some help. We do need to reach out. We need to make sure that you're going to be okay, because the things that led up to feeling this way are probably not momentary. It's probably something that's been ongoing for a while that we need to have some intervention for and make some changes with, or those thoughts may lead to action.
Yeah.
And that's something we don't want.
Let's say, Jessica, someone is listening to us this morning. They themselves, or they know someone who they've had this conversation with. What kind of, let's say they call 911, crisis response unit shows up. Jessica, you're showing up on scene. I'm sure social worker maybe is as well. Walk us through so that they know, like maybe they do call 911, what to expect, what kind of questions are you asking, how are you all approaching the situation, things of that nature.
Absolutely. So when we show up with a paramedic, like Mike had said, and we go through all the medical things first, just to make sure you're okay, right? And after the paramedic clears them, we'll sit down and we're just going to talk. We're going to talk about what's going on, what's led you to these thoughts, if there are unmet needs that we need to get taken care of, if we need to get, a referral out to a therapist, like Mike said, get you in front of somebody today. If I'm out, we may sit down and really have, that shorter therapy session to figure out, can we safety plan? What is going on? Is there a long-term thing that, we need to talk through and work through? Is there some trauma in the past that you need to process through and try and come to terms with or make sense of? Things like that. And so we're going to sit down, we're going to go over those needs. There are some short-term options. If, it's too big, it's too much, we're going to get you to somewhere safe. We're going to get you over to Empath. It's a 23-hour crisis center in Lexington. Very nice setting, more home-like than hospital-like. And so there you can just be at peace for a little while, out of your environment. If you need something more severe, obviously there are some inpatient hospital options that we can look at. And those can be a little bit scary, but sometimes they're needed, and once you're there and we'll walk through it with them, it's not as scary when you've got that support.
Yeah. How important is it for people who maybe know someone that to take something like this serious, to where, like, maybe their friend is always joking around and he says something like this, and maybe they say, oh, he's just a jokester, he's kidding about that. But that's not something that you want to think is a joke, right?
No, and a lot of people who do complete suicide do joke about it for a long time prior, and so it's something that we do want to ask about. Suicide is a leading cause of death in the U.S. Depending on the age range, it can be the second leading cause of death in the U.S. And so it's something that we want to take very seriously. There's a suicide in the U.S. every 11 minutes. And when you think about that, that's very sobering.
Yeah.
And also important things to know is 55% of all suicides can be linked back to relationship issues. And when we think about how many relationships go through hard times, and that includes sometimes, loss of somebody, loss is another big one, financial strain, things like that. All of that can really contribute to someone completing suicide, and we want to intervene.
Mike, you said that's the number one call that Boyle County EMS gets in terms of the crisis response unit. What is in terms of all the calls that you get, what do you think the percentage of the calls are related to suicide? If you could just, and then these aren't firm numbers, but if you could just ballpark the percentage, number of calls.
We're doing about 20 and a half runs a day, and so it's pretty busy. I'm very particular about numbers, so I wouldn't be able to give you that exactly, but it's by far our most common call that we get. I think second would be someone just having anxiety, and then third is like just someone that's just having just a mental break is what a lot of times what dispatch will call it. So that's kind of how it goes. And we see a lot of terrible things at EMS providers, and we always think, and this is one of the things that inspired me to be able to do this grant was, what was so bad that they had to complete the suicide. That if anything, what we're going to do for you is, it's one, it don't cost anything for us to come out if on the mental health team, and two, we're going to be there with you, and then we're going to follow up, and we're going to get you where you need to be, and we truly care about what's going on with them. No one's immune from those thoughts, and sometimes it can be haunting, and so
Let me ask you this: you said you see, obviously in your job, you see your fair share of things that are, I guess, for lack of a better term, could be disturbing to see. But the opposite side, let's say someone gives you a call, they're going through a mental health crisis, maybe they're having suicidal thoughts, maybe it's anxiety, it's panic, it's whatever it may be. And then you all are able to direct that individual, follow up, get him or her to the right resources, and you see that maybe 180 turnaround, or you begin to see that person sees the theoretical light at the end of the tunnel where things are getting better for them. Talk about those calls where you're able to follow up and you can see the individual. Maybe you have specific stories of one of those where, like, hey, this person called, he or she was in a bad spot, and now a number of months, days, weeks, whatever it may be later, it seems like a different person.
Yeah, it's exactly that. And to be able to go back and know that you were there when they needed someone, and maybe sometimes they just don't have anybody, and maybe sometimes what they're going through is so bad they just can't do it alone, and that's what we're here for. And so we have so many stories, and to go back and just to see them in a different spot, and they're thankful. And that's, if I'm not making someone's day better, then what am I doing here? And that's what my passion is for people, whether it's chest pain or a gunshot wound or anything mental health related. We're here to care and whatever the patient needs.
Yeah, again, people know 911 in case of a physical emergency, but 911 if you're having a mental crisis as well. And Boyle County EMS is trained, ready to respond to whatever the emergency may be in the appropriate way. And you can call 911 and know, physical or mental, they're going to be there for you. It's 9:26 in the morning. We'll step aside. We'll come back and finish off the conversation with Jessica and Mike on a Boyle County Crisis Response Unit Wednesday right here in the Joe Show on WHIR Danville News Talk Sports.
So you want to be a recycling hero in Danville with curbside pickup, or impress the fine folks at Boyle County Recycling Center? Pay attention, because it's a little more than just breathing air and tossing your stuff in the bin. Only plastics marked with numbers 1 and 2 make the cut. Got it? Great. And don't just toss in goo-covered spaghetti jars or soda cans. Rinse those bad boys. Gotta be squeaky clean, shiny happy, bone dry. Bonus tip, this also applies to your metal cans. whether they're steel, tin, or aluminum. Seriously, don't mix in that oil-stained tin foil hat. Got a hoarding problem with cardboard, catalogs, and magazines that rival a library? Set them free to reincarnate. Cereal boxes, office paper, they're all up for this new spiritual paper journey. And listen up, confetti enthusiasts. Bag that shredded paper. Sorry, folks. Glass is not welcome to the recyclables party, but hey, give yourself a high five for recycling right.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean. Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
I'm Boyle County Judge Executive Trilly Bottom. As summer ends and the school year begins, stress and anxiety can start to build for students, parents, and teachers alike. If this season is taking a toll on your mental health, you are not alone. The Boyle County EMS Crisis Response Unit is here to help, whether you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just need to talk to someone. Our team is trained, compassionate, and ready to respond. Call the Boyle County EMS Crisis Response Unit today, 859-238-1134, because your mental health matters.
The Bread of Life Cafe in Casey County, Highway 127, proudly serves several all-you-can-eat buffets. Start out with the lunch buffet, $13.99. Thursday, after 4, seniors 55 and older can experience the buffet for $9.99. Friday after 4, swimming for the seafood buffet, $19.99. Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30, $10.99. And Saturday after 4, make your way to the evening buffet for $14.99. Feed your tummy and your soul with a visit to the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday night, Friday and Saturday till 9.
Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
Generations of serving our community, immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery, mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy, friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
Think of that regularly brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? The owners and operators have got you covered. Full color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and logo design in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them 859-238-7391 for the Little Sign Shop. All right, sunshine, a high today of 83, a low tonight of 62. Tomorrow, rain showers are possible. 76 is the high. Friday, sunshine, and 88 is the high. Right now, it's 9:29 in the morning. We have Boyle County EMS. Mike Rogers, Jessica Wigington in studio with us. And the month of September is Suicide Awareness Month. And a very somber topic, but an important topic to discuss. And Mike, who before the last break, said he's a numbers guy. He likes to have the firm, the hard numbers so people can know, does have numbers regarding this in Boyle County. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so in 2023, we had 10 suicide fatalities. And so, the next year, 2024, we had 6. And then this year already we're at 5. So, we like to think we're part of the solution, but it really takes all of us, and even the listeners too. Like we were saying earlier, if you know someone who's having a rough time, just reach out. You can Google some of the signs or watch videos on some of the signs on what to watch for, and if you just reach out, and we're there if you need us.
Oh, what are, real quickly, and Jessica, maybe you could answer this, and I'm sure Mike can too. For those, maybe they're seeing signs, but they don't even know to Google them, right? And then, so maybe hearing them on the radio, I've seen such and such act or interact in that way. What are some of the signs people to look out for?
So some of the hallmark signs that we want to look out for are people kind of making preparations for the end of their life, giving away prized possessions, not making any future plans with anybody, really feeling, down and depressed, withdrawing from people, that kind of thing, kind of closing themselves off. And a lot of times they do that thinking that they're going to protect everybody else, like, I'm going to pull back so I'm not close to anybody when I do this, or things like that. And realistically, those connections still exist, and you're going to be missed here on this earth, if that's something you choose to do. And so we want to make sure that if someone's behaving in that way, we're reaching out, because at the end of the day, I hope that reaching out to someone like myself, a mental health therapist, is less scary than completing that suicide. And we want to make it, something that's welcoming and easy to do. We're going to show up. We're going to show up caring. We're not going to show up angry. We're going to reach out and try and get you out of that hole.
Yeah.
It's a dark place to be.
Boyle County EMS, again, 911 is the number to call for any emergency, be it physical emergency or mental health emergency as well. Mike, Jessica, appreciate you all being on. It's, again, always topics sometimes that are maybe difficult for the public, general public, to just have conversations about, but so important. And we appreciate you all getting that information out there. And we'll talk to you all again in a couple of weeks. Okay?
Thanks, Joe.
Absolutely. 9:32 in the morning. We'll step aside. We'll come back, and we're talking a heart and lung study. It's coming up right after this on The Joe Show on WHIR Danville. News Talk Sports and HometownLive.net, powered by Kentucky WiMAX, right around the corner.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form, and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is Caraway at Mattresses and More on Houstonville Road in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, stop by and check us out. New items arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Buy it today and take it home today. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit.
Thank you, Caraway. Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
This message is from Sunrise Children's Services. Did you know Sunrise Children's Services, One Bridge to Hope, will care for girls who have been victims of human trafficking? Go to sunrise.org/trivia and answer this week's trivia question. Sunrise.org/trivia. The question, One Bridge to Hope will care for girls who have been victims of what? Your answer, human trafficking. Go to sunrise.org/trivia to enter. Sunrise.org/trivia. Good luck.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
The Danville and Boyle County 2025 Spirit Shirts are here, and the Hometown Radio Network will be giving them away Friday from 11 o'clock until 1 at the Danville Manor Community Trust Bank location. We'll be giving away Danville and Boyle shirts, free hot dogs, and ice cold Pepsi products Friday 11 o'clock until 1 at Community Trust Bank in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
When it comes to your money, there's a lot to think about. Paying bills, setting a family budget, and retirement. Farmers National Bank cares about your financial well-being and is here to help. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com to check out their financial wellness section with short videos on budgeting, saving, paying off debt, and more. You can also stop into a branch or call to ask the bank's financial professionals for advice. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm Boyle County Judge Executive Trilly Bottom. As summer ends and the school year begins, stress and anxiety can start to build for students, parents, and teachers alike. If this season is taking a toll on your mental health, you are not alone. The Boyle County EMS Crisis Response Unit is here to help. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or just need to talk to someone, our team is trained, compassionate, and ready to respond. Call the Boyle County EMS Crisis Response Unit today, 859-238-1130. 34, because your mental health matters.
The Bread of Life Cafe in Casey County, Highway 127, proudly serves several all-you-can-eat buffets. Start out with the lunch buffet, $13.99. Thursday, after 4, seniors 55 and older can experience the buffet for $9.99. Friday after 4, swimming for the seafood buffet, $19.99. Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30, $10.99. And Saturday after 4, make your way to the evening buffet for $14.99. Feed your tummy and your soul with a visit to the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty and Highway 127, open till 8, Monday through Thursday night, Friday and Saturday till 9.
When it comes to your money, there's a lot to think about. Paying bills, setting a family budget, and retirement. Farmers National Bank cares about your financial well-being and is here to help. Visit the bank's website at fnbky.com to check out their financial wellness section with short videos on budgeting, saving, paying off debt, and more. You can also stop into a branch or call to ask the bank's financial professionals for advice. Farmers National Bank, your lifetime bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This Joe Show weather report is brought to you by...
All right, Rayleigh, appreciate that. Brought to you by our friends over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses and big-time discounts up to 50% every single day. The Big Deals online store is at hometownlive.net. Sunshine, a high today of 83. Clear skies tonight, low of 62. And we do get rain shower chances early tomorrow morning. Thursday, tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms mixing, 76 as the high. Football Friday, sunshine, 88's the high. Chance of rain showers into early Saturday morning. I think we're good for the football games Friday night. Most of that rain's going to be early Saturday morning, unless you have like a 7 overtime thriller or something like that. Right now, it's 9:38 in the morning, 64 degrees, and we are joined by Dr. Stephanie Boone, who's in studio with us this morning to talk about the Rural Heart and Lung Study. Good morning, Dr. Boone. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great. Appreciate you being on here. First question we have, introduce yourself to our listening audience. Tell us who Dr. Stephanie Boone is.
All right. So I am an associate professor. I'm actually a native to Kentucky and did my degrees at University of Louisville and was able to stay and do what I love to do in population health and epidemiology and continue my work and filling the knowledge gaps for chronic disease prevention, as well as evaluation of reasons why people may have higher risk of developing chronic disease than other people. And that's what we do as epidemiologists.
Okay. So you are a professor, you said?
I am.
Okay, where at?
University of Louisville.
Okay. University of Louisville professor. Well, good stuff. Appreciate you being on here, Dr. Boone. And you all, I think in conjunction maybe with the health department here, are doing a study here locally. So tell us what the study's about.
Yeah, so I am here to talk about the Rural Heart and Lung Study. And actually, this study is funded by the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, which is an entity of the National Institutes of Health. And we are working with several community organizations and community partners, including the Boyle County Health Department, the Garrett County Health Department. They are on our community advisory board. We spent the last couple of years learning a little bit more about the community, what the priorities are, and how to really engage with the community and understand what motivates people to actually do things in the community, whether it be for their individual health or their community health. And so this study aims to just recruit people in rural areas. So we're actually focused on 10 counties/parishes in 4 states. And we've already been through Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and we're in Kentucky now. So we're finishing up in Perry County. We've recruited just over 700 people between Perry and Breathitt counties, and we're about to move to Danville. And so we're going to be taking what we call our research on wheels. It's a mobile exam unit, and we're going to be rolling into Millennium Park here next week.
Okay.
And within this mobile exam unit, we have a research, exam rooms is what we have. But what we're doing is we're trying to get people to come in and voluntarily provide their time to let us learn a little bit more about what's happening inside the body prior to maybe any symptoms occurring and learning about subclinical heart disease over time. And so we're looking for people ages 25 to 64 and to learn a little bit more about what's happening earlier on in life.
So into that age group, 25 to 64, let's say someone's listening who obviously in that age group, but they say, you know what, I'm doing pretty well. I seem pretty healthy, and then maybe you have someone who, on the other end of things, is I'm struggling with some health issues. You want both of those people to show up, correct?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, like you're still looking at things between someone who appears to be healthy and someone who maybe is struggling with health issues. So what kind of things do you do? Are you looking at, and if these individuals and when these individuals show up, what kind of studies are you doing on them?
Yeah, so we're asking people, each aspect of the study is voluntary, and we're governed by our ethics review board with the university. We have 16 institutions that are involved in this. So I'm one of 16 institutions where we actually designed the study to be able to look at subclinical heart disease. So we have a mobile CT scanner, and so this is going to look at the abdomen and chest cavity, looking at coronary artery calcium, which we know that those scores that are high can make someone at risk of having a coronary event or developing coronary heart disease in the future. We have an echocardiogram that looks at heart function. We do spirometry looking at lung function. We do an ankle brachial index, which looks at peripheral artery disease, and we have a lab. So we ask people to donate blood and urine, and if to be able to use that in the future to look at certain biomarkers that may increase risk of developing disease over time. But as this is a research study, there are clinical points for all of these tests and exams, and so we actually give results back to people so that they can take them to their physicians or their providers and discuss this with them. And so, understanding a little bit more, even if you don't have symptoms, is part of epidemiology, trying to understand what may increase development of certain conditions or crosstalk between conditions, but also knowing that being proactive and empowering people to actually make a difference and help to prevent things from actually advancing if we did find something. So,
do you have any stories of people who felt like they had no issues, but I'm going to go to this study anyway, and then suddenly, I don't want to terrify people, but this is what this is for. Right? Like, you'd rather know something.
It is definitely scary to think about the what ifs, and I totally recognize that. And I think that it's also important too. Everybody has different priorities. Like, communities have different priorities that may not be. We heard from EMS earlier. We know that suicide is an issue, opioid addiction is an issue. There's all these different priorities within the community. But what is contributing to community health and population health is individual health. And so knowing some of this can be frightening, but can also empower people. So I'm bound by our ethics review board for privacy and confidentiality reasons, but I can say that it has been life-changing for people. We have found things that are happening that people did not know about and have sought care since then, since actually participating in the study. This could be an elevated A1C, which is an indicator for diabetes. This could be uncontrolled high blood pressure. It could be something that we find in the CT scan. And these are all exams that are free because we are doing research. What we're offering is free screenings because we are taking this, and part of population health is looking at the health data analytics and trying to evaluate how things happen at the population level or at the group level.
Yeah, I know you've got some numbers, and let me ask you this, I guess, basic, simple question. How much does diet and exercise play into the overall health of an individual? And some of it's genetics, and I get that, certainly do. But how oftentimes if someone is eating healthy and is exercising regularly, or maybe they're coming to this and you're saying, hey, everything looks pretty good, keep on doing what you're doing. How important is diet and exercise?
Yeah, that's a great point, Joe. I think that when we look overall at modifiable risk factors such as diet and exercise, sleep being one, as well as maintaining a healthy weight, we think about smoking, alcohol, all these modifiable risk factors. They actually contribute to a very large portion of chronic disease. And so it actually is attributable to certain pathways, similar pathways in cancer as well as heart disease. And so over 50% of chronic disease development can be attributable to poor health and lifestyle factors.
What are some of the numbers that you've done, Dr. Ben?
Yeah. So we were looking specifically at Kentucky, and one of the reasons why we picked Kentucky as one of the 4 states, and particularly the 4 counties that we're evaluating here in Kentucky, which is Boyle, Garrett, Perry, and Breathitt, is because we looked at population health data, so rates. This is the number of people who develop chronic disease, such as heart disease, and the number of people who die of it once they develop it. And so just to share a few numbers with you, according to the National Vital Statistics System, there are about 109 per 100,000 people in Kentucky die from heart disease every year. And so, people are living with heart disease, people are living with chronic conditions, but we're still seeing a high rate of people dying from the disease. And we see in rural areas, as well as Appalachian areas, where this rate is higher compared to some other populations. And so part of the reason we're doing this study in rural areas is to understand an understudied population. We don't really have large studies where we're just focused on rural areas. And so that's what these 10 counties represent in this study. We also report in Kentucky that nearly a fourth have reported having more than 2 chronic conditions at a time. Okay. And lastly, just to think about modifiable risk factors, 55% in Kentucky have reported high blood pressure. And so that is something that can be, maintained. Healthy blood pressure can be maintained with medicine, with lifestyle changes, and so forth. So
we've talked about kind of the importance of it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about how someone When's it going to happen? How can someone sign up for it? And again, we're looking for individuals ages 25 to 64 that live in Boyle and Garrett County. And this is the perfect listening audience because we've got the Boyle and Garrett County radio station. You got it. So those listening that want to be involved in this will tell you kind of how to get involved, the best news, how much it costs. It's a 4-letter word we can say on the radio free. Right, so we talk about that, all the great kind of information that you need to be involved in this rural heart and lung study. It's all coming up next with Dr. Stephanie Boone, who's helping lead this in Boyle and Garrett County right after this in the Joe Show. Now, 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville, News Talk Sports. It's 65 degrees on this Wednesday, the 3rd day of September.
So you want to be a recycling hero in Danville with curbside pickup or impress the fine folks at Boyle County Recycling Center? Pay attention, because it's a little more than just breathing air and tossing your stuff in the bin. Only plastics marked with numbers 1 and 2 make the cut. Got it? Great. And don't just toss in goo-covered spaghetti jars or soda cans. Rinse those bad boys. Gotta be squeaky clean, shiny happy, bone dry. Bonus tip, this also applies to your metal cans, whether they're steel, tin, or aluminum. Seriously, don't mix in that oil-stained tin foil hat. Got a hoarding problem with cardboard, catalogs, and magazines that rival a library? Set them free to reincarnate. Cereal boxes, office paper, they're all up for this new spiritual paper journey. And listen up, confetti enthusiasts, bag that shredded paper. Sorry, folks. Glass is not welcome to the recyclables party, but hey, give yourself a high five for recycling right.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean. Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
The Danville and Boyle County 2025 Spirit shirts are here, and the Hometown Radio Network will be giving them away Friday from 11 o'clock until 1 at the Danville Manor Community Trust Bank location. We'll be giving away Danville and Boyle shirts, free hot dogs, and ice cold Pepsi products Friday 11 o'clock until 1 at Community Trust Bank in the Danville Manor Shopping Center.
Bright Leaf Golf Resort invites local golfers to come out and enjoy golf. Monday through Thursday, play with cart for just $45. Friday through Sunday is $50. Try our par 3 at night. And when you're hungry, swing by the 19th Hole Restaurant. Bright Leaf Golf Resort in Harrodsburg.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
It is 9:51 in the morning. Dr. Stephanie Boone joins us this morning here on The Joe Show, and they are doing a rural heart and lung study here in Kentucky. We've talked about kind of the basics. We understand why it's super important, right, to keep our health at the forefront, making sure we feel good, are obviously doing the best we can to take care of ourselves. So now let's talk about where this is going on. People listening want to get signed up for it. Let's talk about that. So, let me use me for an example. Okay. All right? I'm 36. If I want to get involved in this, what do I need to do? How do I sign up?
Okay, so my community engagement team, we are around town. We've been working with organizations coming out to health events as well as community type events, and you can sign up with us, or you can go to theruralstudy.org, and there's a volunteer interest form.
All right.
We're also mailing letters to households randomly selected, and you can select the QR code on which is with your camera, your phone camera, and sign up that way. It all links back to the volunteer interest form, which is on the ruralstudy.org website page.
Okay, so let's say I go to ruralstudy.org, I sign up. Do I pick a time?
So you will receive a call from a 1-888 number, and they will they will screen you for eligibility, which is just the age frame as well as living in the county, and we will be scheduling appointments starting September 15th, and we're going to be here through April of 2026. And so the appointment lasts approximately 2 hours, and that's going to be dependent on people's experiences and how fast we go through all of the exams. But we do have transportation. If somebody has issues getting to Millennium Park, is actually where we are posting up our mobile exam unit.
A big
54-foot trailer bus. Yeah, mobile exam unit is what we're calling it, an MEU. And we've been working with Danville City officials and have really have a nice place over there in Millennium Park where we're going to be stationed and not moving between September and April.
So it's going to be there permanently?
Yeah.
From September to April?
Yes.
All right, so let's say I get picked. You all have screened me. I live in Boyle County, and I'm 36, and here I come in for the appointment at the mobile exam unit. You said it's about 2 hours. Am I supposed to fast since you're doing blood work, or obviously you'd probably tell those individuals that. What can we expect?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we actually have a walkthrough on a YouTube video where you can kind of see you're going to go into different exam rooms where you get a CT scan. There's a different area for spirometry, for labs. We're going to ask you questions in a survey form on an iPad, and we don't require fasting. We ask that if you can, that would be great. But if you're obviously being seen at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's not feasible to fast within a certain amount of time frame, then that's okay.
Yeah.
But within the 2 hours, we fill out informed consents and we do our exams and the survey, and we get you set up with a Fitbit because we're also monitoring heart rate variability, sleep, and physical activity patterns.
Okay.
And then we have a mobile app. People who do not have phones, we actually provide phones with a 6-month data plan to help help actually bridge that digital divide for people who may not have access to good internet. Because what we're trying to do is evaluate questions with our mobile app, where we ask a few questions at 1 month, 3 months, and 6 months past your initial baseline exam. And then after that, we're going to be calling people yearly to learn more about their health status and any changes that people may have had, hospitalizations, diagnoses, things like that. And then our plan in the future, with appropriate funding, would be to come back around to all of our participants and offer a second exam, because we are looking at how things change over time.
So is it necessary? Like, let's say, I don't have a Fitbit, but I've got a Garmin.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do it? Does it have to be Fitbit, or can I've already got my thing that tracks my exercise and all that? But it's got to be Fitbit.
Yeah, it is our study specific device, and so this is going to be linked to sending us real time data on your device. And so when I say data, I know that is something that can be questionable for a lot of people, but when we look at data, we actually make sure that it's unidentifiable data.
Okay.
So we do not connect people's identifiers. For anyone that's looking at the data at the group level, we can connect people back to their data with their personal identifiers. That is safely tucked away, and privacy and confidentiality is ensured.
When can people expect to see the mobile health unit at Millennium Park? When are you all going to be there?
So we're going to be rolling in next week, around September 10th.
Okay.
And it's going to take a few days to get everything set up, to have power, water, all those connections, and we're going to be doing a soft opening. We already have some people on the schedule.
Okay.
So that is September 15th is when we're going to be starting to see people, and so we're actually starting to schedule, so you can go and fill out your interest in participating and get a call back and get on our schedule.
It's the rural. I've always had trouble saying that word. TheRuralStudy.org to sign up, or you can call 1-888-787-2578. 1-888-787-2578. Again, if transportation is an issue, you all have the ability to pick individuals up.
Yes,
either they live in Garrett or Boyle County, pick them up. You'll bring them to Millennium Park.
Yep.
They can take them home, all of that. So, like transportation, you all are removing all the barriers from individuals. People who say, I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of this, I can't do it because of this. You're saying you can't make it happen.
We do have Saturday appointments as well for people who cannot take off work. So we're hoping that some employers, knowing that this is something that can help with health, and that is a lot of employers' priority as well, that they can work something out. And if not, we have Saturday appointments.
The Rural Heart and Lung Study, it's coming to Millennium Park in Danville this month. Free health screenings provided for eligible Boyle and Garrett County residents looking for anyone ages 25 to 64. The opportunity to participate in free health screenings and results, and studying this very important issue here in Garrett and Boyle County. If you have any questions, theruralstudy.org, or look it up on Facebook, Rural Heart and Lung Study Kentucky 4 on Facebook.
We are also having an open house October the 2nd, and so this is 4 to 7. People can come into Millennium Park, and we can give people a tour. We're having vendors there, food. We're going to have blood pressure screenings. We have inflatable heart and inflatable lungs. So the kids want to come out and see a little bit more about these organs. We're really excited, and hope you can turn out.
I'll be at Millennium Park. You said October 3rd?
October 2nd.
So a month from yesterday. October 2nd there at Millennium Park. Dr. Stephanie Boone. Dr. Boone, appreciate you being on. Look forward to following and tracking this, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. There's that sad music. Again, that means my time has come to an end of the show. Had a blast with you all on this Wednesday morning, and I hope I'm going to start your work day just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with tomorrow morning, dark and early.